One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
Welcome back, everyone. Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live. Joining me alongside in the booth, Stellar Stella and guest Robert Rader, who has already moved himself into this All-Star race. Yes, the All-Star race tonight here at North Wilkesboro should be a wild one, but first we've got to get through a few heats and determine who are going to take the final two spots left in this one. And really, this should be an interesting race, and really starting at North Wilkesboro here. Rob, this is a very sketchy track. You know, this isn't really the new paved one. This isn't the upgrade here. This is iRacing's kind of old style track. You know, what are the big things these guys need to be looking out for here?
Well, it's a weird track for one. So both sides of the track are totally different. You have the uphill and the downhill thing. If you watched any of the the broadcast from the real NASCAR event over the weekend, you've almost certainly heard about the uphill and downhill, and it's absolutely true. You get down into turn one and things really tighten up quickly, and it really feels like a much tighter corner than 3 and 4 does. And so it can be difficult. If you go into one corner thinking you're going into the other corner, you might get yourself in a little bit of trouble. But ultimately, it's a worn-out surface. There's only 4 gears in the car tonight instead of 5 as normal, so guys have a little more RPM to work with. You can spin the rear tires pretty easily on corner exit. It's going to be a test of the drivers for sure, but also given the fact that there's no points on the line, I expect guys to be going for it too, so it should be a good one.
Possibly some grudge matches out here. So we are getting all ready for the Coastal Financial All-Star Race from North Wilkesboro. $50 is going to be on the line here tonight, and I would probably say, $50 is $50, but they got to go ahead and get a little more out of this. A little bit of that grudge match, pushing guys out of the way and saying, I'm not taking any more from you since there are no points, and I love the idea. The 14 guys that have qualified either by pole position or by wins have already gotten those 14 spots, but spot 15 and 16 here, that's going to be the huge one, and who could it be? I've got 9 drivers out here that are going to race 2 different heats of 30 laps, and that's going to determine it all. These guys are going to kind of seesaw back and forth. So let's take a little look at what we've got on track of a 99-degree track temperature, 70 degrees in the air, 30 laps each heat, and only 1 set of tires down in the pit. Now watch out, there will be at least 1 faster pair, and then when we cut away to commercial break, we'll switch over to the All-Star Race, and that's when the big one happens. That's when we'll break down all the fancy stuff, because we're going to take those laps. We're going to more than triple them there. We're going to give them 1 set of tires, 1 faster pair, and let them try to kill each other again for that $50 mark. But right now, Trevor Keith, Jeffrey Israel, and Dylan Smoot, right now, all Fords have taken the top 3, followed by Chevys 4th through 9th. So that is pretty interesting to see here where these times are. And I would say Trevor Keith probably is looking to be one of the favorites out here to get at least one of these heat wins. The one I am hoping is going to be the snake in the grass here is going to be Matthew Robinson, unfortunately sitting back in that 8th position. And Stella, this is looking really wild here from a track that I know Dale Earnhardt has been very, very, very successful at.
Well, it's been open 76 years or so. I think there's been a whole lot of them that have come in and out. This is its 3rd reopening, August of 22. And it's seen some history. We'll see what history these guys make tonight.
Yeah, I really appreciate NASCAR actually opening up their arms here a little bit, resurrecting this track kind of where it got, kind of thrown away there for a little bit, and really, renovating, resurrecting, and bringing it back to life for all, people to come back and enjoy. But starting grid already getting lined up on the line. Trevor Keith and Jeffrey Israel, as we talked before, sitting 1 and 2. On the inside of row number 2 will be Dylan Smoot, followed by Wayne Lowe. Watch out for the number 34. He's been looking a little slick here tonight, so he's met the wall a few times. To the backup car he goes for the Chevrolet, sitting in the 4th position. Now, moving on to John Fike. He's looking to take flight, sitting 5th with Brandon Richardson. With Team BDE, he's got a long way to go. I believe most of the BDE members have made it. No, I am incorrect. Wayne Lowe is out here, and Jacob Sirkovich is not out here. That moves us to Chris Schaefer and Matthew Robinson with Inferno Motorsports, and Matthew Robinson being the only driver out of Performance Motorsports not to make it into the All-Star Race, so he's going to have to win his way in the hard way. And Devin Hudgens will be in our 9th position, finishing out this knock here. As we see, pace car lights are off. We're going to go around one more time before we're going to fly our favorite flag out there. And Rob, this is just kind of looking to see what's in front here. We may have a good chance of guys, smashing each other to pieces here. Kind of who's your pick out here out of these front 9?
Oh, look, I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered if I don't take my teammate Jeff Israel here. I got to take him. I'd take him anyway, to be honest. Trevor Keith, hard to really pull against the guy who's on the pole. But Wayne Lowe's had a lot of speed so far this season, too. I know he and Jeff are friends. They go way back. They've probably run into each other more times than anybody else in this league. So, And then Brandon Richardson, man, Richardson's always fast. Who knows, man? This can go anyway.
A lot of guys with bad luck haven't been able to make it. The green flag is out. Trevor Keith, excellent job. Great jump. Gets right out front. And Jeffrey Israel looking to be the fourth member of the Element X racing team to make it into the All-Star race. But I
The
will
record
admit,
opening to 3.
no.
Wayne Lowe.
John Fike is around. Caution is out.
Ah, man, I
That didn't
don't
take
know
long.
if. I think John thought he was clear and came up. We'll have to see the replay.
Yeah, let's take a quick peek at it and see what happens here. Looks like John, oh man, he thought he had a pocket, and Wayne Lowe quickly closed it up. And we talked a little bit before the race here. Look at Richardson knocking right Chris Schaefer there right at the end. Schaefer almost got a little damage to the right front there, and Richardson a little damage to the left rear. But we were talking earlier about kind of shift sequences here. Normally these next-gen cars have five gears. We're not having that here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't really make it work realistically. I mean, so on last Sunday for the All-Star race, you saw that guys weren't really shifting. They were essentially using 4 gears anyway. And so just really the only way to make it work in the iRacing here is to go with 4 gears. So
Alrighty, taking a look at John Fike here. He's actually down pit road. Looks like he's trying to fix that car up a little bit. He
shouldn't have too much damage.
Yeah, he threw on a set of tires though. Good or bad call so early in the race.
I mean, after you spin like that, flat spot them, get them hot. I mean, I don't think taking tires is going to be something that's going to be beneficial in these heats, personally, unless, you have a really long run. So, like, if this second heat runs 22 laps and then gets a caution, I think maybe you come down and put tires on it. But this early on, it's probably just about getting himself back to, his neutral position with the car. You don't want to be battling hot tires, flat-spotted tires, along with what's already a difficult racetrack as we come to the choose cone this time, Patrick.
All right, well, talk to me a little bit about the choose cone here. Kind of where is that mark that guys need to make that choice?
Yeah, that choose cone's actually in a different spot than normal this week. We found that it was easier and gave guys more of an opportunity to see the choose cone as they were coming up to it if we moved it up to that top hash mark on the track. So you see the hash marks around the track. That one closest to the wall as you cross the line is going to be our choose cone for this race. You got to be 4 tires inside or outside of that, otherwise you'll end up with an end of line penalty.
Oof, man, nothing worse.
That would be painful.
Yeah, battling up front. Trevor Keith, awesome jump here. Look at that launch. Holy
He
cow.
gone.
Yeah, he didn't want any part of this. Trying to get the heck out of there. Richardson starting to give a little nudge. There it is.
Ooh.
We watch that happen. Full
They're
send.
stacking it up again.
God.
No.
Yeah, your choice of Jeffrey Israel might be in a little bit of little trouble here as Richardson once again into another caution.
If Jeff gets it going fast enough, he might be able to get a couple of his spots back here. We'll see.
Yikes. Back under caution here.
This could be a long night.
Well, we learned from our mistake from the last time we did heats, and at least the caution laps count this time.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, that was, I think last time that was not a good one there. Let me see if we can find Brandon Richardson here and see if I can find how this came about again. Let's try that one more time. Yeah,
I don't think this is anything malicious here. He's just trying to carry a little momentum, get him behind Wayne, and just gives him, Jeff, and gives him just a little shot. Yeah, totally accidental there, but I'm sure Jeff had some choice words there. Well, that might get interesting as we move forward here. I think we got plenty of time left in the opens for those boys to find each other again.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also interesting is kind of looking at this. We see that Richardson's top line, he's trying to triangulate the turn a little bit, so he's able to actually scoop down and get a little more instead of holding his line, which definitely gives him that a little extra speed that, really Jeffrey Israel didn't have into this turn. And I can't blame Jeffrey Israel at all. He kind of wants to take it easy. The tires have been hardly even heated up. I mean, even, 20 degrees here, and he's, he's just trying to get traction and start getting back on the track. But him hitting the grass and slinging back up, I think that's really the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the power down right there, trying to get some good forward drive off the corner. So he's already got a little rear wheel spin probably in the car. And then these cars are notorious too. When you get on that right rear corner of the bumper, it kind of turns the car left. I think you saw that a couple weeks ago, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, right? You hit that guy in the right rear, and it shoots the car in a way you wouldn't expect it to, based on how you're hitting it. So I mean, definitely nothing malicious, but I know Jeff, and he's a fierce competitor, and he's one is enough. The next time somebody runs into him, I think he's about done. But coming to the choose cone this time, Patrick.
Yeah, I don't know how much. If you consider it this way, as the choose cone kind of comes up here, it makes you question. Oh, here we go.
There, that little tiny mark right at the start finish, right?
Yeah, it's going to be that hash mark that happens right at the start finish line. It's the white mark that crosses through the start finish line near the wall.
Gotcha.
All right. Drivers lining back up. It's been all Trevor Keith's race here so far. As long as he can keep some solid restarts here, he should be able to pull away with this one, no problem. But
he's been killing the restarts too, man. I mean, he's been gone on these restarts so far.
I also want everybody to consider, if you don't make it in this heat, we're going to try to kill each other again for another 30 laps. So, man, making enemies in the first 10 laps, that is definitely not something I would choose. But Trevor Keith choosing to take off very, very fast here. Away he goes yet again. Now Wayne Lowe sitting third. 84, Devin Hudgens, way off pace. Everybody seems to get around him, no problem. Hudgens back down to 7th.
Fike has spun off a 2 by himself. No caution, though. Looks like he's probably going to get it back going.
Yeah, Fike is way, way back right now. Fike down at least a lap. Richardson seems to be down pit for the remainder here of this race. We'll probably see Richardson resurrect his race back on Heat 2, but we're taking a look right now at Wayne Lowe. Wayne Lowe trying to see if he can take a peek here on the inside of Dylan Smoot in the 92. Right now, at least the Fords are broken apart by Lowe and Chris Schaefer. Lowe now taking it way low. Dropping down 3 wide. Now Trevor Keith is pinched in the middle. Wayne Lowe, look out. And Schaefer going to follow him.
They're off the track. You're not going to get a caution here until the cars come back around. So on top of this, though, Trevor Keith has a restart violation. He changed lanes before the line. He's going to have to come down. That's going to give, I believe, is that Dylan Smoot the lead?
What? A restart violation?
Change lanes before the line.
Dude. Fastest laps on the track so far. At least we're getting some green flag laps down. Dylan Smoot with an 18:51 out there. Definitely seeming to blow the field away. Closest, almost 2 seconds back, is going to be Jeffrey Israel. And Matthew Robinson with a chance here, sitting third. Both Robinson and Hudgens are up 5 positions here tonight, but I have got to see this restart problem here. Let me rotate this back. As I see Trevor Keith
probably going to get clear on corner exit here and then carry himself up the track so he has the lane into turn 1. Let's see what we have here.
Right there. There it is.
Yeah, that's a clear-cut violation by Racing Revolution rules. Good call by the admins there.
Now, when you got 12 admins with eyeballs on the next 9 guys, man, it's hard to hide.
6 admins. Okay, we have 1 in the booth right now calling the race, and the other 5 are just sitting here stickling, looking for something to call these guys on. I feel bad for Trevor, though. The good news for him is, we do have the second heat. The bad news for him, though, is that you're going to line up in the order that you finish this heat for heat number 2. So, I know we have a big gap to the lead right now. Smoot, 2.1 seconds, 2.2 seconds now.
Wow.
But, Jeff Israel's putting himself in a position to start on the pole for this next one. Trevor Keith, probably the fastest car we've seen in the Open, is going to have a really tall hill to climb. If he's going to come back and win this second heat. This could get really fun really quick.
Man, that would be awesome to actually see him come all the way from the back up to the front. That would be interesting. Chris Schaefer, he had to fix some damage back down pit road. He came. He's only been down 1 time, back on lap 14. He's working his way back out there. But only 10 laps left to go here. No one else is taking tires here in the top 6 positions. And I don't blame him. I would try to run this thing all the way to the end if I absolutely could. Right now, we're trying to see if Matthew Robinson can run down Jeffrey Israel here. Got a little bit of work to do because Israel's definitely getting a mirror full here, but not quite yet. I know looking back right now at Jeffrey Israel's car, Matthew Robinson is having a hard time keeping that car under control here. And Stella, this is looking pretty sketchy here for Matthew Robinson. If he is able to pass Jeffrey Israel cleanly here.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting to see, because Israel's kind of taken up a lot of the track. High line, low line, my space is in the middle.
Yeah, a lot of people like calling that Ryan Newmaning the thing, trying to be as wide as a school bus out there, make sure you can't get along there. But Matthew Robinson, you see, notice how his turn exit here, right about mid-corner, he starts sliding, so he's hitting the top of that gear and starting to get some tire spin. He's got to be careful. And I'm definitely expecting here, Rob, is there is an opening between turn 2 and 3, kind of on that backstretch. There's an opening for the race trailers to get onto the track. Is there a chance that somebody's going to get set up with a slight little bump into there? Right?
I mean, in a normal race, you know, I'd say maybe not. In the All-Star race, I'd say I'll be surprised if we don't hit it. I mean, that's what we're here to do, I think, is to put on a show. These guys are going to be out of control off of turn 2 probably all night long. I mean, we've seen it a couple of times already here in the first open race. You race to be the first guy to put the power down because you have to beat him on corner exit. That way you can have the preferred line into turn 3. Robinson got really loose off of 4 that time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's tough, man. It's really tough. And then that's right about the time where you're, you know, fishtailing, trying to get it under control. You catch a guy wrong, and next thing you know, you're hitting that gap you're talking about, and you're part of the NASA space program, heading off into space. So it could definitely get interesting.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely Devin Hudgens working his way up, 4th position for him. And Matthew Robinson still sitting 3rd. No changes as of yet with only 3 laps to go. Right now, I bet you Dylan Smoot, even starting 3rd, didn't think that one was coming, but he's got another shot at this. If Dylan Smoot moves on, Jeffrey Israel and Matthew Robinson are going to be our guys in the front row. Right now, Wayne Lowe's trying to see if he can come back from his spin out there that he had earlier. Definitely not a good one as Chris Schaefer followed him into the wall. But it was funny because both of them spun almost identically and slammed into each other. But Dylan Smoot taking the white flag here as he drops down into turn 1 and 2 here. Only a couple more turns left here to go as they squeeze through to the front stretch here in just a moment. So fantastic job here by Dylan Smoot getting Heat 1 under his belt, and he is going to move on to the All-Star race up for that $50 snag there. That's going to be pretty sweet right now. So Jeffrey Israel and Matthew Robinson going to have to figure it out here, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to Dylan Smoot here and have a little chat and say, man, what, you know, is this where he needs to be? Because I think he is the only driver from Mayhem Motorsports out here competing tonight.
He is.
I'll tell you what, though, Patrick. You know, some people will look at that and say, man, those top 3 cars, you know, wrecked or had a penalty or whatever, and that's true. But Dylan Smoot had about a 1.5 second advantage after that happened, and when it ended, he had a 3.2 second advantage. He was driving away from the field, no challenge.
Yes, now
all skill.
Master of the clean air, would that have helped?
Here, I don't think so. Here,
right.
I don't think clean air is too big a deal, even in these so-called cars that we drive.
All right, well, I see Dylan Smoot has sliding around out there. Hopefully we'll be able to catch back up with him. Let's take a look at our starting grid for heat number 2. Jeffrey Israel, Matthew Robinson sitting 1 and 2. Devin Hudgens will be sitting 3rd. Wayne Lowe trying to get some tack out there, starting on the outside of row number 2. Trevor Keith 5th. Chris Schaefer will be 6th. And our guys most
track
troublesome.
Down Dylan Smoot and tell him that the broadcast booth wants an interview.
Yeah, what he said. And then John Fike and Brandon Richardson, most in trouble last race, 7th and 8th. They're gonna have a little bit of trouble here, but we'll see if we can get them all back on track and try this again. 8 more drivers. We'll choose 1 to move on to the next round. Remember, we are going to run this heat the same way as the last one. 30 laps, only 1 set of tires and 1 fast repair here, so they'll be able to kind of slap this thing back together if things don't go right. Right now, our driver's out there. Matthew Robinson hopefully going to go ahead and get himself a win here. I know he's trying. Concentration level. Love it. Yeah, right now I would love to see a complete team. And right
Dylan
now,
is
either
in the waiting room.
Performance Motorsports or Element X are going to be our guys to do it. And we'll grab him here in just a moment after we get that green flag underway because I smell a caution coming quick.
Make sure you keep an eye on Trevor Keith. 3rd row inside. He's going to be coming. He's going to waste no time.
All right, here we go. Off they go. Jeffrey Israel getting a fantastic restart here. Back out front. Watch Trevor Keith. I'm going to stick with him because I smell something brewing here. Right now, Trevor Keith trying to find a shot. There he goes. Pushes the 34 up the track a little bit. Now Schaefer trying to find some room. Trevor Keith looking on the inside. Matthew Robinson getting a little bit of a side mirror full of him as the 15 drops way low. 34, speaking of low, there he goes. Low, right in the back of Robinson.
Speaking of low. Oh, we got a wreck behind him here. Schaefer got turned by Richardson.
Schaefer back around. Robinson trying to triangulate the turn here under caution. Woo! All right, let's go ahead and grab a hold of Dylan Smoot here. Dylan Smoot, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Man, what a heat run there. You know, you started third. How did it feel to get that heat win and move yourself into the All-Star race?
It's relieving, that's for sure. Very relieving.
All right, the only driver for Mayhem Motorsports. Who out there, you know, does this race work on teamwork, or is this, you know, kind of every man for himself out here?
It's every man for himself. I mean, especially in this open, I think everybody's just going to go for it.
All right, man. Well, definitely, we were talking about that wreck, and Robin mentioned you made a 2.5-second gain, you know, from when you got in the front, and then you were over a 3-second lead. You know, once you get out front, you were able to run your line and get some speed. Kind of what's the key to this track, finding that fast lane?
Just getting in a groove, I feel. Just running like the same lane over and over, and I did that in practice. I ran like 50-something laps on the same tire set, and I was just trying to figure out what was the right groove to get in just to keep getting consistent lap times.
All right. 15 other drivers are going to join you, and 14 of them already the top dogs in there. You know, how do you get yourself mentally prepared here and ready for these guys in the upcoming round?
Just try to do what I did in the E-race, is try to get up to the front. I don't know. It's very loaded with talent, so it's going to be tough, but yeah.
Avoid trouble. Avoid trouble, because I think there's going to be nothing but trouble out there on the track.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Dylan Smoot, last question before I get your shout-outs here, man. You win the $50. What you going to do with it?
I won $50?
Well,
No,
if you win the All-Star race and you win
I was
$50,
about to say,
what are
I
you
was
going to do with
There's
it?
no way. Probably buy some sort of diecast on eBay like I've been doing all the time. Buy another Larson diecast.
Whoa, wow. All right, well, I see the 53 machine putting you in the wall. Dylan Smoot, congratulations on your heat win, and
Wait, don't let him go yet. I need him to tell me what I need to do when I get into the All-Star race here in a few with him. You know, what was working for you out there? What was the line like? What did you learn?
Well, turn 1 and 2, I was like kind of coasting it up, and then come back down. It was kind of like a Darlington type of turn, just like flat, where you had to kind of run it up and then come back down. And then into 3 and 4, I was just trying to get it to the bottom as quick as possible. There's like a little bit of a hill, I think, like going into the turn, like coming down, and 3 and 4, and I was just kind of mid into 3, and then try to just get a run off 4. That's it.
Speaking of getting a run, right now we're taking a look at Wayne Lowe, 5th place, trying to give a quick shot there in the back of the Dylan Smoot will let you go and get
Mike
ready.
just got turned. That's going to be a hard hit in the outside of the wall there. And he is not happy about it on the radio.
Oh, boy. Dylan Smoot, good luck to you, bud.
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Dylan Smoot there, and
He was
John
happy
Fike.
about it on the radio, but I'll tell you what, Wayne Lowe immediately keyed up and apologized, said that was entirely his fault.
Ouch.
I don't think that's going to make John feel any better, but
No.
at least for me, right, it always goes a long way. So we'll see.
In a sense, man. It kind of, you get going here, right? Oh.
You know, I don't feel like that was that egregious, actually.
Let me try it one more time. I don't know about this. What happens here?
Wayne takes kind of a late entry. John Fike is expecting him to be a little lower down. So John Fike in the 09's looking at the 84 car. He's looking at Hudgens, and he's thinking Wayne's probably about that low, right? So he's thinking he can take it kind of a more shallow entry, which is, I mean, good. That's what you want to do on the outside line here. You don't want to be too high up the track. You're just giving up time. And I mean, ultimately, Wayne's a little late to turn in there. It's a classic iRacing thing you see a lot of times. if you're the guy on the inside, you're not too tore up about it because, you know, he turned down into me. But if you're John Fike, that hit in the wall doesn't feel good no matter what, and you're not happy about it.
And the two fellas behind him kissed doors too.
We're not done
bef-
kissing doors yet.
Yeah, Schaefer and Richardson have been going at it for quite a few laps here. Still with a chance to win here, Jeffrey Israel and Matthew Robinson sitting 1 and 2. But you were kind of calling it. Trevor Keith is looking for his shot here. I would probably expect him to line up behind the leader to hopefully get the same quality jump, get a quick caution, line up behind the leader again. It almost seems, Rob, that the choose cone rule is lining up next to the leader on these restarts.
Robinson takes the bottom.
Yeah, there we go. Is you get to jump with the leader. Robinson will be able to slide right back into second here if Trevor Keith can't get on the gas.
But
For Trevor
he has
Keith,
been having wonderful restarts. You know he's going to take off.
He has been having really good restarts. It's a lot easier to have a good restart when you're the control car, though. You know, I will say, though, for Trevor Keith and the speed that he's had, I actually really like him taking the top here. If I'm him, I think I'd rather probably be on the outside of row 1 than behind the leader. We'll see how that works out coming out of turn 2 here, though. Man, low with a wiggle. They got it sorted out.
Low trying to stay alive here. Trevor Keith outside line.
He is not clear, so that is not going to work out for him. Oh, although Robinson's in the fence. Oh, and now Trevor Keith's around in front of him. Wayne Lowe slams into somebody else just died. Was it Hutchins?
Oh,
On the
Hutchins.
outside wall. What in the world?
Dude.
They hit an oil spot?
They went down in there and all just lost their minds. I don't even think a single one of those was related.
No. All right, let's take another look at this.
Yeah.
Look at Richardson rotate up. Oh my God. Wayne Lowe panics, hits the wall.
Wait, yes.
Robinson slides up too. Oh, okay. So Robinson slides up too high, barely clips him. He's got a lot of throttle down right there. The back steps out on him. He ends up clipping Trevor Keith. Now he's around. And then Hutchins, I think, is just not sure where to go. He's hard in the brake. He probably got a lot of rear brake in the car trying to help it turn on corner entry here, and now it's sideways. Wayne Lowe's got absolutely nowhere to go. Brandon Richardson somehow is going to come through out of this in second place.
Yeah, but Hutchins just, I mean, the 90-degree right-hand turn there.
These cars are really difficult to save, Stella. Once you get
Wow.
sideways, it takes a lot of wheel input in the opposite direction to get the car straightened. But the thing is, if you do it for even just a split second too long, the car overcorrects and slams into the fence, just like you
Wow.
saw him do. It's really easy to do.
My goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
So Brandon Richardson going from 6th to 2nd place in the matter of one turn here. He got way loose between 1 and 2. I expect to see that again.
So basically switch places with Robinson.
Yeah.
Choosing this time by Patrick and Stella. What do you do here, you think, after seeing what happened on that last one? You want to start behind the leader, Patrick?
Well, Trevor Keith had a good shot there where he was pinching Matthew Robinson down on the bottom. I think Robinson wanted to rotate up, and when he couldn't, it just that front
He
end
did
started.
anyway.
Richardson takes the bottom. The next two take the top.
Wow.
Schaefer's going to inherit the front row here.
Schaefer with a chance. I like it.
23 laps to go when we take the green, or sorry, 13 laps to go when we take the green flag here.
Yeah, no kidding. So right now, Jeffrey Israel, Chris Schaefer in the front row. We got Brandon Richardson starting next to John Fike. Looks like Devin Hudgens is trying to fold the back of the 29 in as he'll be starting next to Matthew Robinson. Wayne Lowe and Trevor Keith. Trevor Keith all the way in the back again, but he did pit on lap 14, so let's go ahead and get this one back underway. Green flag.
Jeff went really early in the box there. Good decision, I think, for him. But Schaefer's hooking the bottom pretty decent here. John Fike out of freaking nowhere, man. Here he comes.
Oh, Richardson not taking any.
Oh, Schaefer.
Not using people for the brakes instead of his own. Schaefer
Yeah.
now dooring John Fike here. Fike trying to hold it together. And Schaefer just desperately trying to hold on to second. Hell, look at him lock up the brakes. The
two.
smoke coming off the tires
Oh, they're
here.
3 wide. Oh, Richardson couldn't get the pounds down. He's going to lose it. Schaefer's around. Fike's around. Hudgens around. Wayne's around.
Look
Wayne's
at
left.
Trevor
Robinson's
Keith.
up in the front again.
Look at Trevor Keith flossing, baby. So the top 3 guys resume back to their positions. Jeffrey Israel, Matthew Robinson, and Trevor Keith after a wild move there of sliding through all that carnage. What an awesome job there by our drivers. Holy cow.
Man, you just have these domino moments at this racetrack because, like we talked about before, you don't have the grip at this track. And so when stuff starts going sideways, you know, it only takes a little bit of contact or a little too hard on the brakes or whatever to put yourself in a tough spot. And, I mean, you just have a little bump, and next thing you know, we got 4 cars out of control, and Blaine Lowe's kind of down to 6 damage here. Might be terminal for him. We'll see.
Taking a ride along here with Trevor Keith. Look at this. Oh, my. What an awesome drive. What
I
an
gave it a
awesome
Grant
drive
Thorpe
here.
body English there. I
Holy-
couldn't help it.
Holy cow, what an awesome drive here. All right, let's go back and see what got Schaefer out of sorts here. Taking almost 3 wide. Richardson sends himself through.
Not
Oh.
clear. He almost hit that gap, Patrick. We almost had it.
That would have been close.
Oh, beautiful. Oop,
Look at Fike.
Just a
Boom.
Oh, man.
tiny.
You got to feel bad for Fike, too, man. I mean, he got dumped in the first race, and then in this one, Schaefer's not clear.
Does any of this race carry over back to the regular season?
God,
So
I
hold
hope
on,
not.
big major news here. Jeffrey Israel is being assessed an end-of-line penalty for a restart violation
Oh,
for the last restart.
I
So
was going to
remember
ask
I
you if
talked
he
about
changed
he
lanes.
went. He didn't. What he did was he went before the restart zone. So remember I told you he went early, which I thought was good. I was also wondering how close he was to that line. If you see those lines at the end of turn 4 there, you have to go in between those 2 lines. The entire admin team reviewed that, determined he launched before the first line, and has earned himself an end-of-line penalty at a time when it's going to be difficult to recover from. But, you know, he's going to be restarting third in the outside line. Let these boys mix it up a little bit. You never know what's going to happen.
come on, Simtrack's car.
8 laps left to go, 7 when we reach the line. Pace car is heading off. Matthew Robinson's time to shine is now. But he's got Trevor Keith on the outside, who's been hot all night. So here we go. Back under green flag, hopefully the last one. As we see Trevor Keith hot on the outside. He's already got some front end damage to the front of that 15 Ford.
Here he comes.
Oh, man, watch out for
Yep.
Fike. Fike is going to be a man on a mission here. He is sick and tired of facing the field the other way. Now Robinson trying to rotate through. Robinson!
Yep, there he went.
Robinson, full send, didn't make it. So now Trevor Keith back into the front. Nah, man, I would probably say this will probably be our guy here. He's been very, very consistent. And I think he's only really spun out one time back in lap 17.
This is the wildest race. I mean, what is going on, man? I mean,
No,
this is what you get when
I
when
have to admit though that this is the first time I've gone 5 cautions in 25 laps. Woohoo!
it's impressive
I
in a bad way.
Yeah, but it's normally I'd kind of be, you know, fussing at people by now. This is, you know, iRacing, not iPacing, but it seems to still be moving fast, which I give them that.
We're setting ourselves up for a green-white checker here. And Stella, I got a question for you here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to ask you before I tell you what I would do. How would you line up if you are John Fike on this choose cone in second place? Where do you want to be? What's your plan on a green-white checker to beat the guy who put it on the pole and has been the fastest guy in both of these heats
I was
so
going
far?
to say, when do you... Yeah, when does he get to pick? Is he got the second pick? Oh, yeah, he
he's
does.
pick number 2.
Me, personally, I would like to launch with him versus behind him. If I've got any shot at going, I always like to not have to worry about the guy in front of me missing a gear or, you know, spinning tires or doing something like that. If he takes inside, I take outside.
All right, I think you have some sound logic there. Trevor Keith's gonna hate me for this one, but if I'm John Fike, I think I line up on the bottom, right behind him. I think I lay back a little bit on this restart. I try to time it. I go, and we get down in turn 1, and I just send him out the way. You're only gonna have 2 laps. You know he's fast. You're gonna have a car stuck to your outside if you don't. I feel like if you want to be in the All-Star race, man, you got to do what it takes to be in the All-Star race.
Ouch. No, I guess I don't think savagely enough.
It doesn't matter for Devin
Let me tell you,
Hudgens.
John Fike is somebody who's willing to do what it takes if he's in the position to do it.
Okie dokie.
So is Trevor, though. So, I mean, if you're going to get into him, you better move him good, because he's one who will give it back to you.
But if I were Trevor Keith, what did he get in an end-of-the-line penalty for? If I were Trevor Keith, I'm the 15, I start outside line.
For changing
We're choosing
lane.
this time. We'll see what
His
happens.
outside line start, and then him diving into turn 1 the way he wants, he's going to leave Fike in the dust. Now, if Fike sends it and tries to use him as the brake, Trevor Keith loses this one. So
Patrick, you broke the code. You broke the code. You nailed it. If I
Yes.
were Trevor Keith, that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, his restart speed is excellent. And what did he do when he ended up end of the line? He was inside line and swung up to aim for the turn. Dude, just start up, get away. The key is for Fike not to door him into turn 1. Because if he does, Trevor Keith eats the wall and Fike takes the win. So away we go. Trevor Keith away. Here comes Fike. Oh, yeah.
Not close enough. Can Fike run him down? He's got a good run out of 2.
And
If
he
I'm
does.
Fike, the second I get to him, I'm taking it. I'm not waiting.
There we go. Fike taking a peek here, trying to see if he can find a shot. Right now we're
White
taking a look at
flag.
it. Hold it. White flag is out. What happens, happens. Fike is going to try and give it all he's got here. Take a look
He's there.
out of the
He
back.
is all the way there into 3, Patrick. What will he do?
Nope. There it is.
There
There's
it
the
is.
nudge.
He's got to hit him again. He didn't hit him hard enough. What a race.
Hard enough.
He wrecked it.
Holy
He
cow.
wrecked it. Hell of a race from those guys.
Fike, way to go, bud. And you can't blame him. If Fike
Man.
had nudged the back of Trevor Keith there and accidentally spun him out, you can't even be mad about that. That was awesome.
Man, oh man. That was awesome. That was a great finish.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, man. In these cars, you have to hit guys so hard if you really want to move them.
no.
John Fike on the radio right now saying he's kicking himself for not going a little bit harder. But
Let's see if we can
man,
grab
I'm
a hold
glad
of Trevor Keith here. Trevor Keith, you got a copy?
absolutely.
I got a copy.
Dude, finally. And what an excellent lane choice, and I think that may have been what helped determine your win here, but your wreck avoidance. Dude, awesome, awesome
man.
job, man. Talk to me about it.
I gotta shout out Kevin for that one, dude. He's like middle. I'm like, okay. Had to make that one a little exciting, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say 100% you had to start on the outside line. Your restarts are what the rest of the admin team is starting to keep an eyeball on here. They're going to try to figure out how to offset your restart ability. Now, don't get me wrong, we got a lot of laps coming up here. And you're going to be starting in the back there with Dylan Smoot, kind of with the strength of this field that you're coming up on. Both your Fords heading into the All-Star race. What's the outlook?
Oh, it's hard to pass, man. I don't. It's gonna be tough. Hopefully we can avoid some more wrecks. They go our way, and we got a little lucky there at the end. So maybe that luck will stay with me here.
Yeah, it might be a possibility, man. Raider has been watching you guys like a hawk up here, just in the booth, trying to figure out what you guys are doing different or what he is to expect this upcoming race. Out of the top 14 guys you see that are kind of waiting on you guys, to get this one going here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Sucks I
figure
had
out
to give
word
away.
this.
It sucks I had to give away that outside restart right there and show everybody what it's like. But
Yeah, no, man, that's what you got to do,
I was telling
man.
Patrick when he did it, like that was the move. If you're the leader, you got to take the outside and hope you're clear enough into the quarter.
well, that was the problem with the Heat 1. I want to get next to the wall so I can get to the thing, and I wasn't even thinking about the start-finish line and going up there, and I got up there too early. And Otherwise, I probably would have been talking to you a little earlier in the night.
Oh yeah, but that's all right, man. You were able to squeak your way in, man. Give me a shout outs here because we gotta try to run down the All-Star race here.
Oh yeah, I would shout out my buddy Braden. The car's after is modified that I help him work on. So it's pretty cool. Got some people watching on my Twitch here. Zach, Braden, my buddy Chris, Isaiah if he's watching. So KSX, makes all my cars. That's me basically. But had to shout out the graphics.
Oh yeah, and already out there in the chat, Grant Thorpe is saying, "What a comeback!" So the number 77 machine is watching out for you.
Well, let's see if we can make it up through the field here. Might have to use the bumper a little more this time.
Alrighty.
Speaking of the bumper, before we let him go, Patrick, because the next session doesn't open for 3 minutes, so we got a little time. Trevor, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What were you thinking on your way into turn 3? John Fike, he's coming. He's aggressive.
I sent it in there harder than I have been the entire night. I sent it in pretty hard, and he sent it in just a little bit harder there. And I was just like, oh, if I send it in hard enough, he won't reach my bumper, and I'll be okay. But he still got it. And luckily, he drifted up the track. Yeah,
He
I know.
got you once and decided to give you a second one.
I'm like, I had to hold the wheel. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then he kept drifting up higher than me, and I think it slowed him down enough to where it was over for him. He gave it a shot, though. I was waiting for it. I knew he was going to try it. But we did it right, I guess. I guess you could say that.
Do you blame him?
No, I don't blame him. I would have done the same exact thing he was going to do. So, I can't be mad at it.
Damn.
Have to do it.
So, that's what you have to do in that situation. Short track racing. Or, Denny Hamlin, short track racing,
Absolutely.
Pretty good.
Oh my god. Right now, taking a look at it, Trevor Keith, you are not on any team here, buddy.
I am on Go for Broke, actually. That happened week 3 or 4 in the season. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. Whose
Yes.
spot did you take?
I think it was Ray's, because he is traveling racing and stuff, so he's only here every once in a while.
Oh my god.
So they wanted somebody to get points, so yep.
Stella, what happened here?
Mm-mm.
Tisk.
No.
Son of a bitch, it does say
It kind of happened under the radar, so.
Yeah, no kidding. What the heck?
it was week 3 or 4 or somewhere around there. So.
Holy cow, here I am thinking the Lone Ranger out here.
No, luckily, that's why I said when I had Kevin telling me go middle, had the teammates, Tay and Kevin helping me.
Kevin likes helping anybody that's not on his team. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
And he doesn't like helping people on his team. But,
he helped Tay get a win, so I guess that helps.
Oh, hell.
Ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
touching that one.
Oh, my God. Alrighty. Trevor Keith, man, congratulations on your heat win. You got a boatload of laps to go on. Try to save those tires because you're going to need them.
yeah, it's gonna be I got a long way to go from the back. We're gonna have some fun here.
Yeah, bud.
The
We'll
hard
get it
part's
done.
over. Now
Well-
it's just time to have some fun.
Yeah, except the dog.
I was gonna say you should have learned from Robert Rader. No pets in the room at the time. Jumping dogs, jumping cats.
I'm in a studio, so they have to be in the room. There's no
no.
rooms.
Oh, no. All right.
you'll see him out there just driving with his knee, just batting off dogs left and right.
Yep.
Yeah. And Alice Forget is even out there saying that was a good finish. Great job, Trevor. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And you're going to be battling
for broke.
alongside him. Good luck, Trevor. We'll see you next round.
All right. Hopefully, I'll be back up here.
Yeah.
God.
All righty, everybody. That is Trevor Keith. He's going to be getting us all clumped back together. We're going to cut to commercial here, and then let's try to run these guys back down for our feature race here, and we'll be right back.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant, tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was, because if it just happened, yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
This is Echo. Echo Electric Supply is an independently owned and operated wholesale electrical distributor and has been since 1950. They take great pride in providing value-added products because they understand the needs of their customers. Sometimes those needs are more unique, and that's not a problem. And with 18 locations throughout the Midwest, they can provide fair price services and solutions to more people than ever before. This is Echo.
It's no secret the real estate market can be a little tricky to figure out. In the Oklahoma City area, you need the experts at the Earhart Group to guide you. We're one of the top-rated real estate teams in all of Oklahoma. We can help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And we've got a dedicated farm and ranch division too. The Earhart Group for all your Oklahoma real estate needs, and proud to be a sponsor of the Simtrax Racing broadcast.
righty, welcome back, everybody, and we are here for the feature race here tonight. Definitely a lot of drivers getting lined up for this one. When I mean a lot, exactly 16 drivers, and they are ready to get locked and loaded for this one. I'm going to question a little bit about this race compared to what we saw in the heat races here, Stella. And so many guys are just going to be really pushing their luck here. What the heck? Because we're looking at Trevor Earhart kind of spinning around here in pit, I guess definitely trying to see what a set of worn down tires look like out there. But practice is finished up here. Qualifying will begin now. Qualifying only happens for the top 14 drivers. The winners of the heat here earlier in the night will not qualify. They will start from the back. That being the 92 Ford of Dylan Smoot and the 15 Ford of Trevor Keith. Those are our guys who are not going to be qualifying out of the 16 drivers out here. The first 14 will be. And those 14 will be the number 27 of Kevin Orlando, the number 14 of Michael Bennett, 53 Ford of Robert Rader, the 02 of James Loveland. Trevor bringing it back his 21 Chevrolet, the diehard car. Glad to see that machine returned back into circulation. The number 4 of Blake Cook. The number 12, All About Bugs of Justice Murphy. Alex Forget in the number 19 Toyota, as always, and the number 24 of the Coastal Financial Chevrolet of Nick Alves. The number 9 of Jeremy Burns rocking the Chapman Environmental Services machine. Grant Thorpe back in the Tennessee machine in the 77. Caleb Gilbert in the 54. Tay McDonald in the Echo Electric 73. And Parker Johnston in the 48 Chevrolet out there. And right now, qualifying has begun. Let's pop some of those times up of where these guys are. Jeremy Burns, Nick Alves, and Caleb Gilbert sitting 1, 2, and 3. At least one Chevrolet has broken into the top 3, unlike the heats that we saw earlier here in the night. So Jeremy Burns and Nick Alves, Caleb Gilbert 1, 2, and 3. Raider just outside there, sitting 4th. Tay McDonald will be our 5th place, and we've only got, let's see, Dylan Smoot. Oh, he qualified, sitting 13th. Yeah, Grant Thorpe looked like he's trying to get a little bit down here. I think he may have spun out one of his laps. Looks like turn 1 and 2, he had a 26.31. Who has not gotten a solid qualifying time yet is Trevor Earhart. Earhart, like I said, rocking the die-hard 21 Chevrolet out here. Glad to see that machine back. I don't know if you guys remember all the way back from season number 1. You probably don't if you were just joining Simtrax. I was back in 10-4 broadcasting with these guys.
So that was season 1 because wasn't he the Silver Bullet?
No, that was Caleb Gilbert. Wrong.
Oh, shoot.
Yep. Shame on you.
Wrong one.
All right, qualifying should be ending here pretty soon, and that's going to do it for our guys here in the front. Jeremy Burns, fast time out there. Fast time. Can he hold up with an 18.5? Right now, I would love to see Trevor Keith go out there and lay down a lap. I know he's going to get an EOL, and they'll push him to the back. But as fast as he was running, I would like to know how he stacks up with these other guys since he had to battle his way in here. I think that'd be a nice little change of venue there and kind of mix it up a little bit. Kevin Orlando is going to be looking a little bit different tonight. We'll take a peek at him when we get back out there. Qualifying time is finishing up here. Nobody else out there on the track. Now that is going to do it for us here. And kind of waiting on them to kind of push this on through. There we go. Yeah, qualifying time finishing. Let's go. Let's get this one back live. Here we go.
Got some gridding happening.
Yeah, let's take a little look at what we've got starting up here. This time, we're going to have 100 laps. Still one set of tires in the pit, but Stella, that one set of tires can only be taken when?
On or after, no, I take it back. Before the 50th lap.
Right. So
if you take anything after the 50th lap, you will be penalized.
All right. So that's stage caution. It will be already at 50 laps. They'll stop. You can take your tires before if you spin out early. I wouldn't. I would wait till that lap 50, go out there and give it another go. Or otherwise you are not going to have another set here. Fortunately, you will have one faster pair. That is all. One faster pair in 100 laps. We saw many, many, many guys getting taken out in this one. early in the race. So is it a good idea to really scurry away in the beginning of this race with so much to lose happening right up front? But let's take a look at our starting grid. Jeremy Burns, Trevor Earhart sitting 1 and 2, Nick Alves 3rd. Caleb Gilbert will be in that 4th position with Robert Rader sitting 5th. Tay McDonald moves back to 6th. Blake Cook, 7th position for him. And on the outside of row number 4 will be Kevin Orlando. Kevin Orlando, like I said, watch out for that paint scheme. Get a little mixed up there, but it looks like he's running the DuPont here tonight. Looks like for the old Rainbow Warriors. We'll kind of root him on there. Justice Murphy and the BDE Motorsports All About Bugs machine. Alex Forget will be sitting in that 10th position. Moving on back, James Loveland. Glad to see him back here with the Racing Revolution League. Really puts another, just another level of expertise out here on the field. Moving on back, 12th position, Michael Bennett, and finishing out the final of our field, Parker Johnston. Dylan Smoot will be starting 13th and 14th. Grant Thorpe will be 15th, and our final in our field will be Trevor Keith, and we are under green. Let's keep an eye here on the front, and I expect this to actually be a little bit better than our heats. These guys definitely know how to push each other around. Rotating on back to Tay McDonald at 73 here. Guys moving and scooting, trying to see if they can narrow some solid times. But Jeremy Burns getting an early breakaway. Trevor Earhart sitting 2nd, and Nick Alves is 3rd. But Alves now under fire by Robert Rader. Looks like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of his kids drew that car.
Oh, yes. His 7-year-old young lady by the name of Akimi did this paint scheme for him. I think it looks great.
Not too shabby. I like that. Looks pretty good. All right, as people lie here on Robert Rader, let's stay stuck on his car as we look back. Look how these guys are flossing their way through the rest of the field. Definitely Blake Cook, first one to start getting loose here. Drops down to the bottom. Now Blake Cook is in a lot of trouble here, 7th position. Rotate on back. He'll be under fire here by Kevin Orlando. But watch for Alex Forget. Outside line in that number 19 Toyota. Here he comes. Right now still battling alongside of Kevin Orlando. Orlando in that 27 DuPont machine on the inside, but not getting enough room here as he tries to take another look. Speaking of taking a look, Tay McDonald inside line for him. Caleb Gilbert in the 54 Ford. And right now, it seems it's pretty spread apart here. Seen by our car mates. Only one Toyota up here battling with all these guys. But Fords take over the majority of the top 5 here as they continue on. Nick Alves dropping down to 4th as he's now taken over by Robert Rader. Early sign of Rader moving his way to the front? Maybe, as right now he has moved himself up at least 2 positions from 5th to 3rd, so he's lined himself up for a podium position. But Stella, it's winner take all $50 here tonight, as these guys have got to battle it hard here until at least lap 50.
Yeah, $50 and the bragging rights of the All-Stars. 'Cause these aren't just your average guys that run a Racing Revolution. These are fellas that have either won a race or won the pole for a race, is how they qualified here.
Yeah, right now we're taking a look at Tay McDonald. Looks like he doors Nick Alves just a little bit there. Alves sticks it out and holds it on the outside line, see if he can rotate on through and see if they can keep it going. Tay McDonald's been moving up here just a little bit as Caleb Gilbert's actually been moving back in the 54 machine, but I've got to say, there are no complete teams out here. Element X is missing Jeffrey Israel out here. Performance Motorsports is missing Matthew Robinson. And BDE is missing Jacob Sirkovich, Richardson, and Wayne Lowe. So it's kind of a heartbreaker here. Go for Broke is missing Travis Gilbert in the 341.
And we have our first caution.
Oh, and we're under caution. And TriStar Motorsports is missing Jackson, Lomax, and Christopher Burke.
We made it to lap 10, though.
Yeah, Tire Slayer Racing's missing Christopher Schaefer. All these guys were duking it out there. And I just wanted to point out there real quick that all the teams, there are no complete ones. So I would always wondered, if they ever would create a wall or something. But 3 is at least good enough. We talk about, a little bit of bad luck here and there, and we've got to go ahead and point one out. The man of bad luck himself, number 12 machine here at Justice Murphy. Looks like he tries to shoot the gap here. Yeah, way too low. You see him almost get down into the dirt. Gets right up into the side. Boy, look at Michael Bennett. What a drive. What a drive. Hold on. I got to see this again. What a drive here by Michael Bennett.
Let's watch him do it. Can we watch him while we watch the car do it?
Second, just right. Man, what a move. What a move. Excellent job there. Negative. No, all my cameras are live time.
Ah.
Do not have replay ability of my cameras
Okay.
here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know. Normally I try to catch guys in the midst of doing it. Michael Bennett here. Excellent job here in the front. He looks like he's trying to knock those nerves off. I think they finally talked Michael Bennett into a set of gloves. Yep.
Oh.
Here they
Oh.
are. Excellent. Excellent. Michael Bennett stepping his game up. Love it. All right, most of our drivers getting lined up. Choose cone rule will be in effect. Keep an eye out. Admins keeping an eye on where everybody's going through. It was very clear. Trevor Keith making sure he doesn't make a mistake. Good job here so far. Right now, Trevor Keith has moved himself up to that 12th position. From all the way in the back, Justice Murphy, he's going to be starting over again. He did not pit. I can't blame him. I would rather flat spot it here and try it again at lap 50.
With
Do
all
it
the
again.
bumps in this track, I don't think you'd notice a flat spot. I mean, if I can see the cars bouncing off the pavement. It's impressive.
Normally cautions breed cautions. Hopefully we won't see that again as Raider looks like it seems he backs up both lanes there with Trevor Earhart and Nick Alves behind him. He's able to get a little shot off the turn here, be able to kind of scurry away. Watch for Nick Alves trying to take a shot here underneath. Earhart hits the brakes hard, and now Tate McDonald has slid around him, so Alves jangling right on the top 5 here. Right now he may be under fire here by the 54, Caleb Gilbert. Now take a look at where Nick Alves is. A little bit of battle going on behind him. Kevin Orlando breaking in top 7. Looking for that 7th position. Blake Cook still holding it there, but Kevin Orlando getting a little loose here, trying to see if he can find a groove. Moves back to the outside, where he seemed to find some success. He didn't like that inside line there, but that's what he had to do. This has been all Jeremy Burns' race right now. He has not been the fastest on the track.
Forget is sideways.
Oh boy. We see the tire tracks. Not looking good.
He may have to take that fast repair, but we'll see.
We shall see. I do want to say, back on lap 16, Trevor Keith had a problem. Find out what happened to him here. Oop, oop.
Justice. that would be Trevor Keith's problem right there, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's not good there. Let's take a look here back at Alice Forget. Up top, middle, 3 wide. Wow.
Yeah, don't do that.
Contact there with Blake Cook. I would say, taking a look back at it. Hold on a second. Who was on the inside or in the middle? James Loveland.
Loveland. Yep. And Thorpe came along and gave him a good tag from behind.
Yeah.
Bink.
Well, once he locked up the brakes, it's hard to find a place to go. But look at Justin Murphy slide in between.
He said, "Yay, I missed one."
Yeah. Still plenty of race to go. Right now, still down pit road. Alice Forget trying to scurry out of there quick. Last thing you want to do is be a lap down so soon. Car is still single file here. Should be choose cone next time by. Debbie Smith out there in the chat. Rooting on Jeremy Burns.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people in the chat tonight, which is nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Devin Hudgens. Now, you got to tell me, though, this could be Andrew Ski Gigi or Andrewski Gigi.
All right, let's see if we can find some of our drivers here. Let's see if we can find the racing bunch. I know we got about 99% of them here. There we go. Look at them all. Ha! How Forget looked over at us. I love it. All right. Definitely, these guys are definitely tweaking a few things here and there to try to figure out how they can up their game here. Now, what would be some definite changes you would make? Guys aren't taking tires. Ooh, Trevor Earhart giving a good nudge there to Rob, letting him know he means business. It's pretty funny because you know they're doing it on purpose. When you see Earhart there on the right smiling, and Rob's looking up and smiling too, he knows knows they're serious about this. So let's go ahead and get back this underway here as Jeremy Burns is going to take us to another restart. The Mountain Man in front, Blake Cook
Blake
in the
Cook.
back. No, Blake.
Oh, still. Yeah, okay. But everybody... they still threw a caution. Well, I thought no other... Oh. I was going to say no other cars were involved, and we didn't have anybody going in reverse. But I see Alex Forget is having some recovery time back onto the track.
Yeah, multiple car pile up there. Blake Cook, first one to spin out.
That looked like an all by himself kind of thing. Yep. And of course, Grant Thorpe gives gives Justice a good bump.
Yeah, what I need to find is where Alex Forget gets loose here.
With the Grant Thorpe Justice. He got a little tag. There we go. But I wouldn't have thought that'd be too much. But we'll re-rack them and get back underway here. Can't quite tell if the pace car lights are off, but they are doing their choosing. We should be getting ready.
Here in just a moment, we'll be back underway. We are single file right now. Still, this race has been kind of wishy-washy here a little bit. We got a few good laps there in the beginning. And then,
well, like you say, breeds cautions.
Yeah. Choose cone rule is in effect. We're kind of picking where they want to go, inside, outside lanes. Admin team watching. Unfortunately, Alex Forget starting from the back yet again. 6 positions down from where he originally started this race. No, but we are
look
only...
at Tay McDonald up in second.
We're only a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Only people to pit so far, Trevor Keith and Alex Forget.
All right, and we are under green.
Under green flag right now. Jeremy Burns squeezing away here. Robert Rader into second. Tay McDonald outside. Tay McDonald in the wall. Now Trevor Earhart's going to pounce. It's exactly what he's waiting for. He definitely either pushes the subject or he waits for somebody to make that mistake, and then Trevor Earhart will be all over. So we'll see how we go as the Mountain Man continues to lead this race, all 28 laps so far. The die-hard machine of Trevor Earhart trying to see if he can break back into the top 3 here. Definitely a little choose cone trouble has set him back a couple positions here. Robert Rader now sitting second as we move back on back. The battle here with Kevin Orlando and Nick Alf still continues, but I think Kevin Orlando has just taken over the number 24 machine, moving Nick Alf way outside the top 5, now sitting 7th and continuing on back. So Nick Alf, something's got to be going on. He's got to have a little conversation with his crew chief here, as he is marching on back, and Trevor Earhart is as well. Way loose coming out of 4 as he heads down the front stretch. He is now going to lose another position here, trying to keep Tay McDonald behind him, but Tay staying strong on the outside. So I know if Linda's out there watching, you're going to be liking this, as right now Tay McDonald on the outside, definitely holding his line and really pushing it here. But I got to give it to Trevor here, really trying to push him and make him make a mistake again, so he can get around him. All right, Tay McDonald goes ahead and bows out, drops down to 4th position. Tay McDonald, you see the concentration. Look how far he's looking through the turn there. And that's really good what you want to see. And some guys only drive by half a car length or 1 car length off the hood of the car. If you see how he's turning, he is looking through the turn. and that's exactly what you want to do, which keeps him prepared for anything that comes along during the race. So that being said, right now, hopefully Tay doesn't take a look in that rearview mirror because Caleb Gilbert's coming. Right now, Caleb Gilbert really shooting the gap here as he's really coming on hot through turn 1 and 2, almost making contact with the backside of the Echo Electric Ford here, but it doesn't seem to bother him in the slightest bit. But Caleb Gilbert, another shot here looking toward the inside. See if we can take a peek. Caleb Gilbert, nice breath of fresh air inside line for him, and around he's going to go, but no. Tay McDonald squeezes him down toward the grass, trying to see if he can hold him there. Great battle for for fourth position as Caleb Gilbert gets it, moving Tay McDonald down to 5th position. So far, so good. Out of Caleb Gilbert getting back to where he originally started this race, only 35 laps into here, Stella.
Yeah, it's looking good. I love the battles. I love when they're racing. And it's good, tight racing. I have no problem with good, tight, clean racing.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very tough for some of these drivers here tonight is what I want to point out. And the race reminders, kind of we're taking a look at it here. You know, one set, tires changing at lap 50, kind of what do these guys do? You know, I mean, I would question, you know, what different
Change
strategies.
their tires?
Yeah, is fuel-wise, you know, I'm assuming fuel's not going to matter. You know, we're going to have tires. What is that going to do when guys come back out from racing on the worn tires and they're able to throw so much more power to the new tires, but not yet, and things are going to kind of go back and forth. You know, what happens?
I say after 50, we probably have another 3 cautions till they get themselves back together and gathered underneath. And then hopefully we will run to the end with a nice, like I say, good, clean, fast racing.
Yeah, right now everybody's single file out here. No battles out here on the track as we watch Tay McDonald drop out of the top 5. Kevin Orlando battled up 3 positions so far, all the way from 8th position now into 5th. So Kevin Orlando may be having the right paint scheme for this one. The Mellow Yellow machine has been having a lot of trouble this year. He ended up winning there at Atlanta, but some trouble there causing him to have some problems. But Kevin Orlando able to get his Trevor Earhart's around.
Yep,
Wow.
that will be our 4th caution for this evening.
Oh man, it's so close to the stage break. This is the one I would question is the caution may ride through 45, and I would assume it's not going to be the stage caution here.
No, the caution should be thrown at 45 or after. So no, it will come back at probably, like you say, at 45, and then they will have the stage caution at 50. I'm thinking happy thoughts that we won't have another caution between 45 and 50.
Happy thoughts. Let's take a look and see what happened to Trevor Earhart here. Oh, man.
Straight up net code.
With a no contact.
Yep.
Let me tell you what ended up happening here. We'll kind of break this down a little bit. Look at where Caleb Gilbert is. This is actually beautiful. As Trevor Earhart has downforce from the rear wing. Caleb Gilbert never touches him here.
Nope.
Loses the downforce off the back of the car. Gains the downforce again, sends him around. Never has to touch him. Wow.
That's cool.
Worst part is the 54 machine got caught in that one, and I think Nick Alves. Clink.
Clink. Okay, but here's a whole accordion. Bennett just ran into the back. Oh, dear.
Yeah, Bennett's got heavy damage to the front end of his machine now.
Yeah, he just... Well, that's a new design. Compared to the East Mustang they just made, that's better.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Sorry. I shouldn't get into
nope.
that.
I don't know how many people agree with that one.
Oh, why didn't they just call it something else?
Yeah, what, the Mustang 2? They already did that. All right,
No,
moving
no,
back
no.
up front.
Take the word Mustang out of it completely. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with a Mustang.
The choose cone rule has been taken into effect. Look who is in the front. Kevin
No kidding.
Orlando into the front row here, lining up alongside the Mountain Man and Jeremy Burns. Not too bad here. But what did I say about car makes? Right now, I've got all 3 Fords sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Nick Alves Chevrolet breaking that one up, sitting 4th. Dylan Smoot and Tay McDonald having their Ford sitting behind them. Oh man, so this may be
Nice to see Nick Alves up in the top 5, but take a look also at Dylan Smoot.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
Dylan Smoot.
he started at the end. He was a heat winner.
Yeah, no kidding. Right now, he's moved himself up to the 5th position. Watch that 73 machine of Tay McDonald. Looks like he gets ready to give him a nudge there. Dylan Smoot already has some damage on the front nose of his machine already. Next caution for lap 50 will be our next stoppage. And guys are going to throw tires on and try again. So if I'm Alex Forget, who's sitting right now 12th position, he's got to have the hammer down here because he's got to start working his way up. And he is 11th position, outside line. Following behind, looks like Blake Cook there on the outside. Watch out for Michael Bennett. Oh, he's going to squeeze him. Yeah, definitely a lot of trouble here as we rotate back up to the front. Tay McDonald trying to see if he can overcome Dylan Smoot for that 5th position yet again. But Dylan Smoot seems to be that outside line is holding, and Jeremy Burns is going to be the one to beat here tonight. I would probably say he's got a win due for him, especially after his winning streak he had earlier in the season. Tay McDonald's gone a little bit of a drought here lately, but not too many races have gone by. Lap 48 have gone by as we start lap 49. A couple more laps left to go before we get that stage caution. Trevor Earhart trying to come back. Caleb Gilbert's now sitting 16th. So definitely a big shuffle here of the field. Biggest losers here right now are Trevor Earhart down 13 and Caleb Gilbert down 12. But biggest movers up. We were talking earlier about Dylan Smoot up 8 and Grant Thorpe up 7. Not too shabby by all these drivers here so far. And look who moves into the lead. Robert Rader passing Jeremy Burns on lap 1 and 2, or turn 1 and 2. Drops down to the bottom here, and there are no points here, but this is maybe a stage. This would be kind of counted as a stage win here as he passes him on the final lap before we head in, and now he's going to be first in the pit and most likely first out.
I'd say something in the range of poke you in the eye.
Yeah, that was an excellent move there, and we're going to roll back and actually kind of see what happened. Watch him make this pass here, because that was a wild move. Take another look at this. Here's turn 3 and 4. Oh, man. Gets the squeak. Look at that pivot. Still under fire here. Jeremy Burns still trying to hold him here. It looked like Burns was going to have another shot at it, and this is where we cued in. Robin pulled away.
I think you had the same instance here where I thought I saw Jeremy Burns' back end there swish just a tiny bit as Robert, came in, and maybe he got a little tiny loose, and that gave him the opportunity, because you cannot, miss out in the tiniest when Robert Rader's on your tail.
After 50 laps, tires are getting worn. Drivers trying to see if they can scoot on out of pit road in a decent amount of time. Looks like, I believe, if I am not mistaken, Jeremy Burns may be the first one out of pit. Robert Rader actually about a half a second slower. Holy cow.
Interesting.
So Burns regains the lead here.
Good pit crew.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye. I believe Jeremy Burns does regain the lead. Robert Rader will be sitting second. Kevin Orlando will be third. Tay McDonald will be fourth. And Nick Alves will be sitting fifth. Now, complaining of, got dicing up the choose cone rule here. We'll kind of weigh our options and see where everybody restarts them. Four cautions, five total, 4 cautions, and only one of them scheduled here for that lap 50 break. Pace car lights do turn off, choose cone rule in effect. Interesting to kind of see where everybody chooses here. 4 tires do have to be on that top side of that dotted line there. Caleb Gilbert decides to stay on the bottom. I don't know about you, Stella. If I were out there racing, I'd almost forget about that.
Oh, yeah, no, that you do not want to have an end-of-line penalty. All 4 above or all 4 below. There's no squish middle, just like grape.
Yeah, we had 30 laps, 5 cautions. Now we're up to 55 with the same amount. Not too shabby, doing a lot better. Jeremy Burns, excellent launch here. Robert Rader sitting second. Notice the outside line. It looks like Alex Forchette in trouble again.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Grant. That's exactly what I do. Just stop. Just stop. There's no
Because you don't
use.
lose. Yeah, this is different than racing to the finish for the caution to get your place.
All right, let's see what happened now. That's smooth. Oh, wow.
Earhart.
Well, you know these two have been battling, and I mean, I mean,
Oh,
fighting.
Justice.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if Blake nudged Justice from the back and straightened his car. Yeah, because this is heartbreaking here. This is what gets me, is remember how they were battling at Darlington, and then they were fighting at Kansas, and now we're here in the All-Star race, and they're making contact again. Both these drivers, and I guarantee you there's going to be retaliation after this one, because something's brewing here. Something is not looking good, because Alex Forget and Trevor Earhart, each race have been finding each other and getting into each other each and every time, and I don't know if this is going to carry on.
Yeah,
There you go,
that's
Stella.
not good. Yes,
What? See where Justice
Blake.
Murphy?
Yep.
Yep. Poor
Yep.
guy. Look at that.
Oh.
Couldn't even get out of it. And there's Parker. Parker's just trying to keep it all on the wall.
Front and back.
Justice Murphy may be down and out of this one.
Oh.
Alex Forget may be as well.
Well, that would be a shame.
Yeah, I think Justice Murphy will keep an eye out there and see if he is able to return. I don't know if he's got more damage than he can. I think that number 12 may have taken it back to the garage, but we'll keep an eye out for him.
Well, if he does, I hope he comes to the infield care center.
Yeah, that's definitely not good, you know? I mean, you kind of...
No, it's getting old
Yeah.
for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, kind of like last year. He ended up with no wins until the final, 4 or 5 races, and then he started winning them all. So,
Yeah.
already
Hey,
out
Napier.
there. Yeah, Napier is out there, and along with Anthony Shook, both those guys from the Big Show. I believe I will also be seeing Napier out there for the Grayson Shootout Series. So we'll see how he does. Drivers stacking up, getting ready for the green flag.
Don't change lanes before.
Now, the way the restarts are here, Stella, I don't see anybody changing lanes so, as soon as they have been. Everybody kind of laying back there just a little bit, but not too bad here. Everybody staying solid. Burns leading this one out front. Raiders sitting second. It's looking pretty sketchy for these other drivers here in the back to figure out if they're going to be able to squeak up there and beat Jeremy Burns. Burns seems to be definitely wheeling that thing around, but Rob has found the weak spot. And right now, I guess we're going to go ahead and throw a caution out here because I think Trevor Keith and Earhart are in it again.
I was just about to say, I don't know at this point whether they're looking far enough ahead to say, oh, how am I going to beat Burns? How am I going to beat Burns? I'm just thinking, how am I going to survive the next lap?
Look at Earhart shoot that gap. Oh,
Yeah, but that's the end of that suit.
Well, almost got that opening. Wow. All right. Let's take a look at Trevor Keith. I want to take a look.
So it looks like Fike backwards for half the track.
I'll take a look at what happens.
Okay.
Kind of moved going over, gave him a little nudge there, and that was it. So Trevor Earhart probably getting mashed up here. It's like he'll be coming down pit road now.
Getting some repairs. Now, whatever he does, he cannot take more tires.
No, he only had one set of tires and one chance too. So we'll see what happens as he comes down pit road, trying to see if he can get this thing squared away here. Trevor Earhart in a lot of trouble here. Definitely not happy about what's going on. Trying to see if he can get this thing squeaked out, get enough repairs and back on the track. We'll see if any of his steering may be affected with that. He was starting to come on strong. I would say he was in the back of the field looking to battle his way back to the front. I think he just tried to shoot the gap, and there was just no gap to shoot. I mean, he had made a clean pass, but then...
he had.
But he hadn't completely cleared Trevor Keith there, and Keith was right. I mean, Keith didn't turn into him. He had nowhere to go except there on the wall. So, but that is really the hardest part, when you're trying to drive. Guys have a rear view mirror. You got a left mirror, but there's you can't see anything out of the right. There's nothing there. You got seat, you got wall, you got maybe a little bit of that right A-pillar. I mean, you can't see anything from that angle, trying to see how you take a look. Let's see if we can find like Nick Alves here. There's nothing you can really see from where he sits. It's kind of, his head's tucked into the seat. So you do have to depend a lot on your spotter. And then if your spotter doesn't say, hey, somebody's on the outside, you're going to merge assuming you're clear.
Yeah.
But also in the same respect, you've got to hear clear before you make that move. But it's a short track racing. There's nowhere you can really go. Bumping and nudging is going to happen. The key is not getting people totaled out of this one, which I believe Justice Murphy unfortunately has been. Starting back on the front row, Jeremy Burns, Nick Alves, away we go. Robert Rader and Jeremy Burns obviously on the same team here, starting that inside line, and Nick Alves trying to see if he can hold on. To see if he can get at least one driver from the Performance Motorsports gang here in the front. 1, 2, and 3, Burns, Rader, and Alves following along with Kevin Orlando. Dylan Smoot looking for that fifth position. He's got it. It seems for now, I expect James Loveland to start really applying some pressure here. James Loveland out there with the Tire Slayer Racing gang. He'll have Parker Johnson on the inside of him, so two teammates there. Watch for Nick Alves here.
No.
I believe Parker Johnson is around. And
Yep.
Blake Cook is collected as well. Right now, rotator cuff surgery scheduled for Barney in the booth. And we'll be getting him locked and loaded here in just a moment. The yellow flag is out. Let's take a look and see what happened to Parker. Oh, Parker got loose and so did Blake.
Yep. I don't think they ever contacted.
Nope.
They just both decided to
Yeah, both of them
Look at
caught
this.
that one.
little synchronized swimming going on here. We'll call it synchronized steering. That's good.
Watch. Almost spin
La,
the
la,
exact
la,
same
la.
spot.
Beep, beep, boop, boop. I'm sorry. Ah.
Seven unscheduled caution flags here. 72 laps down. Only about 25 laps left to go. Stella, now would be a fantastic time for you to give a good shout out here for our Coastal Financial friends out there who are sponsoring the All-Star race here at North Wilkesboro.
Oh, right. Well, Coastal Financial provides financial services to individuals and businesses who are looking to improve their current financial position, achieve their financial goals, or just protect their families and businesses in these uncertain times. You can find them on coastalfinancial.com and also on Facebook under Coastal Financial.
All right. I love it. We'll be able to give a good shout out there to our sponsors, especially Ultimate Siding and Gutters, Blood Kicker, and Chapman Environmental Services. Nick Alves now sitting third. Choose cone rule still in effect here, so we'll see where that ends up putting his Chevrolet in the midst of the sea of the Fords out here who overtake the rest of the top five here. James Loveland, the only Chevrolet, along with Trevor Earhart. The rest of the other guys are Fords, that being Burns, Rader, Orlando Smoot, McDonald, Gilbert Bennett, and Trevor Keith, sitting right now 11th. He's going to be looking to keep this one going here. Trevor Keith still I got to give hats off to both the guys who got here from the heats. Trevor Keith sitting 11th, and Dylan Smoot, top 5. So not too shabby here. Good choose cone here. Could move him up another position. Could actually lose him another position. But Napier out there is saying, watch that 24. He's waiting patiently. It may be possible. I know Kevin Orlando kind of sitting in the wings here, seeing if he can find an angle to see where he can shoot this gap. He has been kind of waiting his turn, but remember I was talking earlier about Trevor Earhart getting in a lot of trouble. He's still top 10 here, guys. I mean, he's already shot his way back up to the front. So I would definitely watch out for Trevor Earhart, but Kevin Orlando's been on the move here and not too bad. You know, he's up 3 positions from where he originally started, and Dylan Smoot is up 10, but we're going to get back under green here and watch Jeremy Burns and Robert Rader take this one away. Back under green with only 25 laps left to go. Nick Alves starting on the outside. 27 machine looked like he hit a huge bump out there. Almost launched off a speed bump, trying to see if he can keep control of that machine. So far, yeah, here we go. 27, giving Dylan Smoot a little nudge there. Welcome to the top 5, baby. Here we go.
Yep.
Kevin Orlando sliding to the inside here. He might get a little bit of the bump and nudge that he got there from Caleb Gilbert, number 54, who's snugging up behind him oh so close. James Loveland trying to see if he can find a little bit of a lane here. Got finding any room anywhere. Definitely finding a hard time trying to figure out where to floss through here. Riding along with James Loveland now in the 02 Chevrolet. He finds the gap. Drops down to the bottom. Looks like he's going to stay behind Caleb Gilbert. Trying to see if these Fords can get a little something done here. Not just yet. Right now, James Loveland on the inside here of Dylan Smoot. Smoot holding the outside line. Not too good there, as it looks like he's going to fall down with some time. James Loveland gets a hold of him. Only by a fender, though, as they head down the backstretch, diving into 3. Loveland sends it, but who sends it even harder? Tay McDonald is Tay McDonald. Locks up the brakes, slides up the track, and now Trevor Earhart is the meat in the sandwich here as he hammers between the 14 of Michael Bennett and Tay McDonald. Clears them both, and now Trevor Earhart's up to 8th.
Heck of a move. Heck of a move.
Yeah, Trevor Earhart really doing a great job here. I want to give a shout out there to Alex Bourget. Never giving up here. 12th place for him as he's been fighting through damage all race. Seeing if he can get this one back. But like I said, Jeremy Burns is going to be the one to beat here tonight. Rader slacking off about 3/4 of a second off that number 9 machine. It's not looking too good for Rader and company as Jeremy Burns continues to lead every lap of this race except 2 that Rader had there right at the end of the stage. Jeremy Burns still leading this one. Rader, Alves. There's Kevin Orlando sitting 4th as Caleb Gilbert follows behind him. Oh no! Right now, Kevin Orlando not going to be happy about that. A little bit of a nasty turn there between 3 and 4. Locks fenders there with James Loveland as Kevin Orlando drops outside the top 5. But watch him come back with a vengeance here. He wasn't happy about that turn. Watch him try to shoot the bottom, but good job staying patient. He could fire through any part of this track if he wanted to. But speaking of firing through, here comes Trevor Earhart in the number 21 Chevrolet. Still continuing to charge here, looking for a good move here. 27 machine in front of him is going to be the next one he has to beat. Look at Trevor Earhart. Look at his turn entry. Dives in with so much more speed than it seems Kevin Orlando's willing to allow. So we'll see if Trevor Earhart decides to, quote, an iRacing dive bomb into one of these turns to see if he can fire the gap to get underneath of him. Because Kevin Orlando's doing a great job keeping that number 21 Chevrolet behind him, but I don't know if it'll be for long or without repercussions if he continues that move. Dylan Smoot has dropped down to 8th position, but like I said, not too bad here by Dylan Smoot. Top 10 so far, following behind Trevor Earhart. Might be a good place to start. Right now, Trevor Earhart's really been on the move, picking up a bunch of positions here in the last 10 laps. At least 6 positions he's gained. Sitting 7th, now looking for 6th. Moving up front, Nick Alves trying to hold off the 54 of Caleb Gilbert. If Caleb Gilbert can overcome him, Element X Racing will have all 3 drivers in podium positions. So James Loveland trying to see if he can take a peek here. I would definitely expect to see this 02 machine kind of open it up here, but he's only got 13 laps to figure it out here. There he is, Caleb Gilbert underneath. Nick Alves. Oh no! Hold on.
Hold it. Good
Caleb Gilbert.
recovery.
Yeah, great job there. Good poise by James Loveland not to send it on through the 54 of Caleb Gilbert. And now
Nope, there
Earhart
goes-
into
there
the
goes
back
Orlando.
of Orlando, and Orlando's now going to be around and caution.
Yeah, that bump right there sent him into Neverland. Yeah, because as soon as he hit those 2 bumps, he started turning. My heavens. So we've got our 8th caution of this evening.
We're going to take a look back here on lap 82. Trevor Keith got in some trouble. Oop.
Doink.
Yeah. Oh, this did not bring out a caution.
Oh, no kidding. Looks
No.
like it started from Grant Thorpe.
Yes, Grant Thorpe actually got into the back of Blake Cook. All right, now let's rotate up to what caused our caution.
See?
Man, yeah, it looks like he got really nasty here. You see how he comes down and hits the grass here. Yeah, once he hits the grass, that kind of does him in here. Slows him way up. And Trevor Earhart not a fan of lifting here.
No.
Oof.
Oh.
Boy, talk about Tay McDonald kind of getting bumper card around there.
Yeah. But at least he was able to just kind of bump and run.
Yeah, let's take a look at Tay McDonald. That's what I'm talking about here. He gets in a smoot, and Bennett gets him, and then gets in. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, heavens. Okay.
Kind of gets mashed up here. Poor Tay McDonald. Have to be back to the drawing board here. 8th place for him. And Kevin Orlando, Napier 2503 out there kind of rooting on that 27 machine. He's not going to be happy now after that one.
No? Watch that 24. He's patiently waiting.
Oh,
That's
20
Nick
Oh,
Alves.
yeah. See, I told you, don't get confused at the DuPont 24.
You did.
And here I am with the DuPont 27. And Nick Alves at the 24. Good Lord.
I wondered why you cameoed him earlier, and I just said, okay, I missed something.
That's all right. I like being able to show Kevin Orlando. He's got his camera on tonight. So he's looking pretty good out there. Nick Alves now sitting 3rd.
You haven't shown us Nick Alves tonight.
What Nick Alves? Come on. Let's see Nick Alves. Our co-star financial friend out there. Look at those gloves. I love
There
it.
he is.
Man, and I think it's what's interesting is look how much he's choking up on the steering wheel. You know, some of these guys, they sit a lot farther away. He is like super close. We won't blame it on his legs. But
No.
we'll just
See,
say
that way,
was-
if he needs to do something with his hands, he can just grab the steering wheel with his teeth.
Sure. Sure. Let's see the mountain man. We talk about the mountain man in front here enough. There he is. See, he chokes up on the wheel too.
He does.
Huh.
Maybe it's just the young guys.
I don't know. All right. 7 laps left to go here, Stella. This is looking pretty dicey for the guys here in the front. Once again, Raiders going to line up behind Burns. Watch for James Loveland to give Nick Alves a shove here.
And I'm going to bring Justice in so he can watch too.
Boy. All right, go ahead and bring Justice Murphy in here.
There he is.
Justice Murphy joining us here in the booth. Justice, talk to me about this race here as we're watching. I believe Nick Alves getting turned around.
Oh,
No.
We promised to see some contact. That was a fun part about the night. Everybody kind of came in knowing that was going to be the case. So you probably get to see a little more caution than you normally see with us, but it makes it a little fun because everybody's got a little something on the line here.
But he just went from 2nd to 12th. That's painful.
Yeah, maybe worse. Down to 13th. Now.
Hey, it's better than going from 12th to the wall.
Oh.
Take a look. Nick Alves makes contact with the wall here.
But that shouldn't have done anything.
No, I think he shoots in the 54s trying to shoot the gap here.
Oh.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Clips
Yep.
Loveland. No.
That'll do it.
Tay, again.
Mm.
Bennett can't get out of it.
Here, Keith, just come on. Come on, everybody.
Everybody gets a little piece of the 24 car here. Get a little
guess.
black and gold paint on the car.
Ah,
Wow.
So much for sponsoring the race. No favoritism. Heavens.
Take a look at James Loveland as we fire through once again. It's maybe the only lifeline Kevin Orlando may have a shot at here, trying to get back up to the front. Oof.
And Kevin's quick. He had something figured out yesterday in practice too. He was pretty quick. I know I slid up into him early in the race to get the first caution, but yeah, he's been fast all week.
Yeah, not too bad. But Justice, talk to me about this All-Star race here, man. This is...
I didn't realize
Yeah.
this is what the All-Star race was going to be like.
I thought they
mean,
were going to invert.
Yeah, so we discussed a few different options for what we were gonna do. We decided to go away from the invert. We wanted to see kind of the fast guys work forward. We tried to give it like a short track feel. You see this a lot in short track racing. So you have like 100 lap or 200 lap feature, and they give them one set of tires and make them change at the halfway point. So it's kind of a run what you brung kind of deal, old school NASCAR style. And it's really fun when you can get the right guys in here. And we felt like we had the right group to get out here and kind of beat and bang and put on a good show. But we'll see. Maybe we won't have to use all 15 available green, white checkereds here. But if I just had to guess, I would be in for a ride.
Holy cow. Justice Murphy, you were the only person from BDE Motorsports to make it into tonight's feature. What does BDE Motorsports do from here on out for the rest of the season, man, for you guys to get clumped together and work as a team?
Man, we're trying. I know B-Ridge had some good runs. Jacob is what Jacob is. You kind of expect him to show up week in, week out. And if he can get his raw speed into some long run speed, he's got a chance. But he's looking forward to Chicago. I will be out of town for that race, so he's got a chance to win it. But yeah, we're going to try to get us in victory lane. I'd like to see all 4 cars get there this year, even if it's not before the playoffs.
Well, take a look at the fact that Element X is first, second, and third.
They are. Back under green they go. Jeremy Burns now in the front. Now watch to see if the 54 and the 53 kind of try to do a duo here. Split it, and one go high, one go low. But who returns back to the top 5? And I think
the caution.
Dylan Smoot is around.
And you see Trevor there trying to use the bumper, and once again learning the lesson that I think John Fike did in the Open, and that is you really got to give a hard shot for that to work. These cars just love taking a little beat.
Well, there's pieces flying off.
Well, did you see it originally came from contact with Trevor again?
With Trevor, yeah.
Well, right now, Trevor's looking like a bouncy ball. I mean, watch Blake Cook down here at the bottom.
Okay.
They look like Blake. It's kind of similar to what happened with Matt in the Open,
Yes.
where the inside car is kind of going up, trying to track out of the corner, makes contact, and then it just totally loses it. There's some weird things that go on with these cars. I've had them a couple different times where, like, I got to somebody's back bumper, and one time was at, like, pace speed, one time was at race speed, and it just spun it, like, right or left, and I just hit their back bumper square. So, yeah, these cars do some weird things just because of how they're suspended.
Yeah, I think we took a look at one of the ones you were heading into turn 1, and it looked like you were going to avoid, I think it was Alex Forget. And you got bumped by Blake Cook and it straightened your car out and drove you
Boing.
straight into the wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was what led to me being out of the race. So I tried to go down pit road because I had a little front end damage. I figured I'd try to get it repaired because I'd already taken my fast repair at the stage break. So I was like, I'll get it repaired. And I was, to be quite honest, and I hope everybody watches this back and hears this, I was looking up at my TV watching you guys replay the wreck. And pulled a Caleb and squared the wall up.
Oh, no.
At pit entry. Yeah, next thing you know, I was looking at the sky like I was on Apollo 11, getting ready to launch.
Dude.
Ah,
Yeah. So some self-inflicted bad luck this week, but
little
yeah.
bit. Oh, and oh my goodness, look at him in the back of Raider.
Hold on a
Earhart's
second.
Oh, yeah.
big.
I'm trying to figure out where he entered pit lane. I've got to know this.
Are you talking about me? So
Yeah.
it would have been about lap 55 or so.
This is lap
Yeah.
57 when you're under your pit.
Here we go. Yeah. So I'm looking up,
Oh Lord,
and
no! I'm sorry.
greatest highlight you could show. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that because now that's going to be a clip on a TikTok.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
no doubt,
goodness!
no doubt.
I mean,
Hey.
no, you foreshade that.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Little mix of Caleb and Alex there. But yeah, I mean, you could tell I was half committed to coming to pit road because I was still at speed. But like I said, I was looking up and I was not really paying attention to speed.
All right, green white flag checkered out again. Here we go. Let's try this again. Jeremy Burns out front. Looks like Kevin
that's a big
Orlando
shot by
starting.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's starting to give some shots here, looking to see if he can get anything going. Rob taking his time here on the outside, going to see if the 54 and the 9 get into it. Oh, Kevin's sideways.
Reckon we're gonna get the yellow.
Caution.
I think Bennett's sideways too.
Oh.
Heaven, hold it! He held it! Oh, that was splendid. Nice job. Oh,
Yeah. You see these boys do some things, you go, man, they're talented. And then you see them do some other things, and it's like, you know, you watch me hit the pit road entry wall.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna tell you what, the paint scheme. I hope we get a nice clear picture of the paint scheme because I'm retiring that paint scheme. This was the last week I ran that bad boy.
yeah. No
As
more
bad
bugs.
as this season's been, there'll be more bugs. I was considering going back to the winning scheme from last year, so we'll see.
Is that the yellow and purple one?
Ah.
Yes.
Here we go. Look
Yeah.
at this. This looks like a compound issue here as they head into the turn. Michael Bennett with a huge run here. Heads to the inside. Alex Forget gets to the inside of the 14 and creates a wall of smoke for everybody behind him. Forget squeaks through. Here they all go. Boom.
Yeah, that's just short tracking. You expect that a little bit. Hey, $50 on the line, and we don't even see the front guys wrecking. All we see is this middle of the pack guys wrecking.
So far.
So far, yeah.
Because I'm looking at Gilbert in front and Earhart behind, and Raider, who has already called out that he plans to be
Aggressive.
bulldozer.
Yes, yeah. Rob says that. I've seen Rob. The only time I've ever seen Rob actually use the bumper was at Coda in a previous league. I think Patrick's heard this story, and he wrecked me after some contact. We went back and forth a little bit, but yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen Rob use the bumper.
Really? And you
try to
missed the
win.
one in between Forget and Caleb Gilbert.
Yeah.
I guess that didn't count because it was more doors than bumpers.
Yeah, that was more doors. It wasn't really bumpers.
Okay.
That was also not the first time I've seen Rob door a teammate at Pocono. He did it to Kevin one time as well.
I do want to point out, guys who have been dooring each other a bunch lately. Trevor Earhart and Alex Forget. They got into it earlier here in this race as well. Now they are lined up again 4th and 5th.
I was going to say, but take a look at Alex is back in the top 5.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I see him using the 21 as a break here. That was
He could. They squashed a lot of the beef that went with that, but yeah, they were back and forth for a bit. It was enjoyable if you weren't driving one of those two cars.
Or anywhere near one of those two cars.
Yeah, that's also very true.
I think Forget crashed back on lap 22. A little bump from behind. That caused some trouble, so green, white, checkered, out again. Let's try this again. They just got to get around one clean lap here. Yeah, Raiders definitely sliding it. Oh, there's the
He used
touch.
Burns a little bit, but Caleb used it.
Got away.
Yeah, here we're trying to slide to the inside, trying to keep Trevor out of the top 3. Caleb Gilbert, watch the push. Oh, caution. Caution.
Yeah.
Guys, blasted to pieces back here. Trevor Keith and Grant Thorpe.
And Grant did such a great job of missing that last one. Just slicing right through the middle there.
one thing Grant does really well typically is like wreck avoidance. He doesn't really tear the car up, so I give him that. Even when he's in a position where he could, he's not in it very often. So you see a guy like that be a little more human at these kind of tracks. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, like I said before, I didn't know the All-Star race was more like a.
Oh, he hit the grass.
Yep.
So that's actually in the 3 and 4. So there's a bump right there. In 1 and 2, you can hit the grass. Right there, it's curb, like Martinsville. So
Nick made it. Dude.
It's more like a free for All-Star race.
Okay, here. Let's see if we can find a mistake by somebody else here. It shows after the caution.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Right here.
Oh, Trevor cooling the tires off. See this?
Really?
Now,
you sneaky.
It doesn't. I don't know that works in this car, like as an exploit of the sim. It does in the modifieds. It's well known. You just drive in the grass in the modifieds, like with the left sides, and it keeps them cool for you.
Oh,
Bro.
Also, if you ever want to know, so the Xfinity season, Patrick, our first season, that Watkins Glen win that Rob had, he learned that in the Xfinity car on road courses, that same trick worked. He learned that from a kid that's now driving for his grandfather in the Cup Series because he joined our practice.
Oh.
So, Mr. Gibbs taught him a lesson or two in how to cool the tires on the Xfinity car. It's really weird.
Oh, be darned. Yeah, you guys have been racing with several, we call them IRL racers?
Yeah. You never know who you see. You get out here in these public lobbies. These guys,
cool.
Most of the time, are pretty much mute in chat. So if you ever get one that talks, they're pretty fun. But I understand as well why they choose not to talk in those scenarios.
Or if they do talk, or if they do race with people. I've heard stories of Kyle Busch going out there and people wreck him even before the green flag drops. I mean, people would use to put him in the wall. They're like, man, screw that guy. I can't stand him.
Oh, my. Well, because I understand Chastain was out there because he had some different kind of racing that he was doing than normal.
Hail Melon.
Something.
Yeah, he put up an Xfinity practice at Sonoma, and somehow Burns broke into it. College kids in there even living.
All right, let's see if he can break into a finish here. As Trevor Earhart trying to floss right between the two of Robert Rader and Caleb Gilbert here. Taking a look
So
at
if they avoid a caution here, I think Burns is too far out.
Oh!
We got the white flag. It's official. Oh, it's going to give it to him.
No,
Oh,
yeah, it
green,
is.
white,
Oh,
checkered.
Does Robert know that?
Dude.
He should not be bumping like that.
Dude. Yeah, showing here we got a white flag and then the yellow came out. Let's see.
Typically means it's the end of the race,
Yeah.
but it reset it as if it's going to give them a chance to run it
we
back
see
again.
Barney in the booth is showing the white flag here.
Yeah. Typically, it would just rack them up and you finish under caution here. So we'll see. If so, we have an interesting winner. This guy just seems to be collecting all the money. It's like he's paying bills or something.
See that? Did you? Well, maybe he could at least, if he's not on scholarship, help out the folks. Although the last time I went anywhere, it was you couldn't buy one book for what they.
Gosh, no. I found some backpacks as I was moving a few weeks ago, full of my old college textbooks, and I thought, man, that's a lot of money just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
If only I could read.
Right.
Dang! You're a
I'll tell you
butt.
what, I was up there in your neck of the woods today. Speaking of non-readers,
Here we go.
Yep.
driving
trouble.
right by Joe's repair shop there in
yeah.
Greenville.
There we go. There we go. So you're counting teeth too. All right. Pace car lights are still on. Choose cone rules should be next time around.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting going on this one. Stella, does it look like Jeremy Burns is going to bring the win on this?
This will be the final one. If he can make it a good start, and yes, if Raiders within, like right on his bumper, I think he might get turned.
You know, I wonder if people are going to start getting him for the wins he chooses to win here. Whatever the big money is, he seems to be in that number one spot. You know what? It's interesting because he's already locked himself in the playoffs, I believe, and so has Trevor Earhart. You know, really, as the points boil down, he's just pushing himself farther and farther ahead. This is just a little bonus. You know, this is just a little bit of spending money here. And right now, I'm sure the Coastal Financial Chevrolet wish he could make it back up there. But hey, top 5 for him as you see him nudging the back of the 53.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, if I was the 24 right now, I would see how much better 12 or 16 tires stop than 4.
Yeah. Well, that'd be my thing. I'd have the hammer down even before the restart. Wouldn't even matter. See if we can give him a shove. All right, let's try this again. Jeremy Burns out front, 53 of Robert Rader. He's kind of figured out how to come in second a few times here. Let's see if he can shoot the gap and try this one more time. As they head through this turn, he's taking a look. Giving a little spot open there for Caleb Gilbert. Oh, Nick
Loose.
Gals.
Oh,
There it is.
Nick.
White flag, doesn't matter. Keeping on.
Okay, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we are running to the checkered now.
There it is.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. Raider.
This is Burns to lose as long as he has a clean one here.
Yep, Raider into the wall.
And
Yep, Jeremy Burns
unofficial
getting the win
results.
here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's a big win by Burns, proving he can go do it anywhere. I think that's the 3rd different track type for a win this year. Get Fontana, get Coda, and Rob may have just busted his transits.
Oh, okay. And bump in the back of him?
Yeah, so that's normally what breaks if you hammer it hard enough, but it looks good. He got, there it is.
Dag. Well,
I'm not sure if I
thought
want
he
to call it
broke
a congratulatory bump.
I thought he broke him.
I
That'd been funny.
wasn't sure there. Yikes.
Uh-oh. Looks like we're finding the hack that the traction control's on.
The Element X boys are showing up week in, week out. They're tough, man. But yeah, Burns, again, 3rd different track type of the win. It's going to be tough to beat him if he keeps on this pace.
Yeah. Look at that. Jeremy Burns, Raider, and Gilbert. Element X 1, 2, and 3. That is hard to beat there. Dylan Smoot, not too bad. 4th place. Nick Alves sitting 5th. Trevor Earhart, even after the spinning, flies back up.
Alves ended in 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird because I think it's
thought
showing
he
me on
was
the side. James
6th.
Loveland is MIA here. Where did he go?
He
laps
is
down.
2 laps down. 15th according to the score we've got here.
Weird. Huh. Wow. Come on, James Loveland, come back.
These guys are having too much fun.
They are. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll go ahead and grab all of our drivers here in just a moment and bring them down and have a chat with us. That was an interesting race. That was for sure. Definitely a little of Element X. We can probably get them locked and loaded here because that was a wild one here. All right, let's go ahead and let's try to duck on off and see if we can find these guys before they fry the rest of their tires off here.
All right.
righty, and we're coming back, trying to see if we can get a hold of old Caleb Gilbert here. Caleb Gilbert, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Third place finish. How does it feel?
Ooh, that was a fun one. That was interesting. Everybody was kind of, let's just go out there and drive as hard as we can. And it was a lot of fun. It's very odd. I got a lot of replays to go watch. Go, oh, that was my fault. No, that was his fault. A lot of that, but that was a lot of fun, especially for Burns. But in the mid pack there, it was stressful.
Yeah, I would probably say at the end of this, you were probably one of the least damaged cars out there. Kind of, where was a good line to stay alive out there?
I think up until I got to the front row, I just started on the bottom every restart, and I got a big break because Trevor unfortunately got loose. Went to the back. There's one restart. I just kept taking the bottom, and it's the best way to, if you miss a corner, you're losing a lot of spots if you're on the outside. If somebody below you misses a corner, you're losing a lot of spots on the outside. On the inside, if you do your job, you're going to go forward. You're not going to get a lot of damage. And when I do mess up, somebody else is, like I said earlier,
Nice.
the guy underused, the reason you're out of it. So,
All right.
interesting.
Last question I have for you. Element X Racing 1, 2, and 3 tonight. Was that planned?
It's always the plan.
Hey.
We got some highway robbery potentially in the heat race on a black flag, but always a part of the plan. Wish we could have had Jeff here. And don't think it was a whole team effort. We're all Burns getting nervous. Me and Rob are telling him, we're gonna get into it, but yeah, it's
Little head game there.
it's the all-star race, and I'm sure if we would have got the opportunity, it's all for fun. Burns was unbelievable. Shout out to him. He might have had a little bit of a secret on the car, doing a certain thing with the brake bias a certain way. Might have got us all to be, the 3 fastest cars, besides maybe Trevor on speed. So,
Yeah. All right, Caleb, give me your shout-outs here, bud.
shout out to everybody for staying up this late, especially you guys. I know it's a late one. Shout out to everybody out on the track tonight. Hopefully, we're all keep cool, calm, and collected because there's a lot of people running into each other. Kind of hard not to. Shout out to all our sponsors: Butt Kicker, Chapman Environmental, and the Hood Iron Cars, Ultimate Siding and Gutters. Everybody involved. As always, shout out to you guys.
I appreciate it, Caleb, and we'll see you in Charlotte, bud.
Yep, can't wait.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody, that's the 54 machine. That Ford of Caleb Gilbert, moving us on to Robert Rader, our second place finisher here tonight. And Rob, he definitely likes to give us a piece of his mind when he gets up here into the booth. Rob, talk to me about this race here, man. This was definitely a pretty wild one here right at the end.
Yeah, too many cautions to do anything with it. I was faster than Burns the whole race, honestly, and just we couldn't put enough green flag laps together to actually do anything. But shout out to Burns, man. He put it on the pole. He led every lap. The Chapman cars, the EXR cars were, lights out. The 3 of us were so much better than everybody else. So I'm glad that one of us came away with it. Just really wish I could have had a better opportunity to do something with him. 'Cause, at the end, my only option was basically to wreck him. And I gave him, I gave him a little bit, but I want to wreck the guy out of the All-Star race. So it is what it is.
Oh, you big softy, you.
He's my teammate. Look, if he was not my teammate, neither one of us would have won the race probably. So it is what it is.
Yeah, well, taking a look at the end of stage 1 before we got to lap 50, you seem to figure out the hole in his game there. Overtook him, with the lack
we
of
finally had
cautions.
a green flag run, and I finally had the opportunity to work him over clean instead of just only having the option to destroy him. And then he has, he put it on the pole. He's got the first pit stall, so I knew I was immediately handing that back to him. The pit exit line's a foot away from the end of his pit stall, so I knew that unless he really screwed that up, he was coming out with the lead.
Yep.
And yeah, it's kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be honest with you. But I'm just, again, really glad. Top 3 finish for EXR in the All-Star race is awesome. And honestly, Jeremy Burns, being in college, can put way better use to that $50 than I could, I bet. So that $50 is worth way more than $50 to a college kid. So you can't be mad at that at all.
Oh yeah.
Now, I have a small question. After the second green white checker, you gave him a pretty good tap there at the end when the caution was thrown. Did you think it was over?
I mean, we had so many of them. Honestly, Stella, I don't remember exactly which one that was. There was I'm assuming it's the one where. Well, actually, I'm thinking of the one when Caleb finally got by me. Actually, I was getting ready to barrel it down in that corner and move him, and then the caution came out, and he checked up, and I was committed, and I hit him. But no, I think I was getting frustrated at the end, to be honest with you. And, I don't know. I probably just gave him a little shot, like, I could if I wanted to, right? But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know, man. He's such a good kid. You can't do anything too crazy to him. I mean, if it was Caleb, I mean, sure, ship him, right?
Ah.
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I guess it's just a good thing he doesn't have one of those rigs that jump to the side and everything when they get hit.
Well, yeah,
You,
you give
you
him a butt kicker, he would have flown out his seat probably.
you'd have given
Yeah,
him whiplash.
yeah, gave him a good shot there. Yeah, no, it got frustrating at the end, but again, EXR 1-2-3 at Jeff, kind of a weird deal on his penalty at the end. Otherwise, he could have been up there with us. That guy's had such bad luck. I feel terrible for him. Otherwise, yeah, we had an opportunity at a top 4 tonight, but all-star race here to run into each other and have some fun. And unfortunately, the back half of the field was doing a lot more of running into each other and a lot less of fun. And
Yes.
so we here we are, P2. But the car looked great the whole time, so that's the good news.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was-
Akimi did a very nice job.
She did. I really wanted to get it in victory lane. I probably wouldn't have roughed up Burns as much as I did if I didn't want to get that scheme in victory lane as bad as I wanted to there. But P2 is a good day any day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rob, we will see you at Charlotte. Give me your shout outs here before we let you go.
Man, it's kind of worn out. I'm gonna think about it for a second, but I see you got Chapman Environmental Services 1-2-3. So I mean, you can't forget them. Sponsor the league. Coastal Financial for sponsoring today's All-Star race. Totally awesome for them. All the support that we get out of them is totally awesome. Couldn't do a lot of the stuff that we do without them, and honestly, should probably do a better job of shouting them out more often. They're great. And then you have Butt Kicker, and you also have Ultimate Siding and Gutters. All About Bugs does a lot for us here too. And then Trevor Earhart and Parker and the OS 14, and I mean, we have so many great people here. I could shout out people all night, but All-Star race, we have an all-star roster of sponsors that help put this stuff on for us that make it all worthwhile. So we really appreciate all of them.
Yeah.
It's a great way of putting it. All-Star race has an
Sorry.
all-star roster.
Simtrax Broadcasting.
That's
Got to shout out Simtrax. All right, there it is.
That's all right, man. Don't worry
Almost
about it.
forgot you.
I'm sponsoring the next race.
All right, yeah, you'll get your shout outs in there, right?
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
we'll do that. We'll do that. All right, Rob, appreciate it, man. Congratulations on the second place finish here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
You too. All right, everybody, that is Rob. You're done here for that second place finish. So we're kind of watching everybody kind of boil it down here to the final
You see
rack
the,
up. Remember, here we go.
his trunk
Boom.
flapped open. Gosh.
All right. Let's see if we can grab a hold of old Jeremy Burns here, the mountain man. Let's see if we can grab him.
Old Jeremy Burns.
Yeah, but old Jeremy Burns. Burns right now, the race winner here of the All-Star race. Well, talk to me about it. It seemed everything was in the rearview mirror for you here tonight.
Yeah, it was very important to have a very good qualifying effort, and we were able to get on pole, and we actually had a really good qualifying time. And then we just try to keep it up front as long as possible. I feel like a lot of the guys had their brake bias up towards the front, which caused their front tires to wear more, and especially the right front. So I felt good on the long run, and then Rob was able to catch me there before we had the stage break. And after that, I mean, my Ninja Turtle guys, that's the suit that I wear. That's the guys that I got on the pit crew. They gave me a pretty fast time there. So
Yeah.
gotta thank those Ninja Turtles, and we were able to get back out in front of Rob. And just try and manage the restarts, kind of throw them off every once in a while, just, something different. That way he couldn't get the timing down. So, I mean, overall, as a team, 1, 2, 3 for all of us that were in the All-Star race, it was a great team effort. And it just shows that Element X is just that powerhouse team.
Yeah. Well,
How?
I would say you guys are doing so well. Like the 4-Star Industries team, they may break you apart next season, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. And I would expect to see you leading your own team next season, trying to shuffle everybody up. But Jeremy, we move out of North Wilkesboro here. That obviously is an extremely bumpy track, to maybe a more old school track and really a treacherous tunnel turn coming out of 4. How do we look coming out of North Wilkesboro into Charlotte?
Well, I mean, it's a long race. It's the longest race that we have. They run the Coke 600, so ours is obviously going to be the longest for our schedule. It's all about endurance and longevity of your car, keeping it clean. And really the key here is qualifying well, because at the end of the day, it's really hard to pass the top guys. It's just the thing with the next gen car and how dirty air works. So you really just have to be on the right strategy. And I know it's not a points race tonight, but we're locked into the playoffs. So going into next week, the strategy book is open. We can try different things. We have the freedom to do so. So Charlotte's looking good. Last season, we got second. So we're really confident going in there, and I know the team's going to unload fast. And the Chapman Environmental Ford Mustang, they bring a fast car every week, so that we're going to be ready.
Yeah, well, they are definitely keeping an eye out for you. You're kind of setting that new standard here, Jeremy. Ever since you come into this league, it used to be all Robert Rader, Caleb Gilbert, James Loveland here, but now we've thrown the number 9 Ford up into the mix here, top 5 week in and week out, and a lot of people are just saying, that college kid's got the stuff here, and he really knows how to move here. So congratulations on your win. $50 in your pocket, man. I would normally ask what you're going to do with it, but you're in college, so I am not going to ask.
No.
Well, nowadays it's going to be gas, I mean, gas ain't cheap, so, we got to get around. So
Where are you?
So this is my house. We're back on summer break right now. We'll be going back in August, but this is my room. Back up at home, back in the mountains, for me being the mountain man. So I think that we're doing everything right here. And I mean, I had to keep it nice and tidy because Mama Burns is here. So she's making sure that it looks good on camera. So.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I was just curious, between mountain men and all that good stuff. I just wondered, because I mean, if you're in California or something like that, your gas is $7. If you're over here on the East Coast, we're just under $3.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
All right, Jeremy, give me a shout out to your bud, and let's get you ready for the longest race of the year.
Well, I got to shout out my teammates there. Rob, he's been a big mentor to me. So being able to kind of have the trainee versus the trainer, that standoff there, he wasn't good. Just let me have it. So got to definitely shout him out. And Caleb and even Jeff, he had a really good execution. He came up short and had that restart violation, man. But overall, the team did really well. The guys and gals of 604, I may not be in the dorm room, but I can acknowledge them because they are still lifelong friends, My mom and dad, obviously, because they put the roof over my head that I'm able to race on, and they've just supported me so much through all this. My grandma and Miss Betsy, they're out there. They were cheering on. They were probably saying, "Oh, we just got to get this race official. Just get to the white flag." And any other supporters, my uncles, they watch. A lot of my other family and family friends watch. Element X, like I said, team is amazing. Chapman Environmental for being on the hood because, they support us week in and week out. And it's really great to have that backing. And everyone who made this possible, you guys, the broadcasters, Pat and Stella, y'all did an amazing job. I got to watch a little bit of the Open, so that was pretty awesome. But anyone else who can make this possible, the other sponsors in the league, it really does mean a lot to all of us, especially when you can put up prize money like this. I mean, it really means a lot for a college kid who's really just trying to make his way.
Yeah, appreciate it, bud. Jeremy Burns, you are the man. We will catch up with you next week. Congratulations on your win here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody, that is going to do it for Mr. Jeremy Burns, the Mountain Man, bringing it home again here for the win. Stella, that's going to be it for us here tonight. If everybody's looking to tune back into Simtrax Broadcasting, we'll actually be reopening the Doghouse Racing League this upcoming week. And then the Graceland Shootout Series will actually be restarting again. Actually, not on Saturdays, but Tuesday nights. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be Graceland Racing Revolution and the Doghouse Racing League. And then Saturday and Sunday will be Short Track Saturdays with the Big Show and the Super Speedway with the Big Show on the final Sunday coming up. Stella, I believe you were out for those, but that is going to do it for us here tonight. I will catch you guys at Charlotte when we come back to the Racing Revolution. I can't wait to see all you guys there when it does come to that point. It was a fantastic run here at the All-Star Race. Stella, fantastic. Appreciate you joining me here tonight. Patrick Morrison signing off here with Simtrax Broadcasting. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see all you guys next time.